Salut YouTube, voilà, nous sommes là en direct, on regarde la Call of Duty League. Et on est parti. J'ai mis bien sûr un TikTok et tout, donc n'hésitez pas. Et dans la bio du stream, il y a le TikTok, le lien pour aller sur le TikTok de la chaîne et aussi le Discord si vous voulez rejoindre le Discord. Donc n'hésitez vraiment pas. Désolé, nous avons raté le début. Hop. Nous avons raté le tout début parce que j'avais pas fait attention à l'heure. Donc ça fait déjà 46 minutes que ça a commencé, malheureusement. Donc je suis sincèrement désolé que ça avait déjà commencé. My bad. C'est de ma faute. C'est de ma faute. J'ai pas fait attention à l'heure. Let's go. Aussi pour ceux qui se pourraient intéresser, il y a des soucis sur Call of Duty. Donc si vous êtes niveau 1, ne vous inquiétez pas, on va revenir par après. C'est juste qu'il y a un souci avec les serveurs. Tous les serveurs ont crash. Donc si vous pouvez plus aller en zombie ou vous arrivez plus à aller en ranked ou autre, c'est tout à fait normal. Ne vous en faites pas, ça va être corrigé, du moins ce qu'on espère assez rapidement, pour qu'on puisse repartir de plus belle. Mais bon, en attendant, faites des parties multi ou des parties privées avec des collègues ou des trucs comme ça. Comme ça, vous pouvez peut-être vous amuser comme ça. Je ne sais pas. Moi, avec des collègues à nous, avec des collègues, on faisait quelques parties privées contre deux personnes qui sont pas loin du top 250. Ils étaient en 2v4 et ils nous ont foutu une raclée, mais comme pas possible, c'était insane. D'ailleurs, je me suis même amusé. C'était assez marrant. Malgré qu'on se faisait démonter, mais c'était assez marrant. J'ai bien aimé. En même temps, ça me permet potentiellement de m'améliorer aussi. Donc, c'est que du bénéfice. Bon, sur ce, nous on est parti. On regarde. Let's go. N'hésitez pas aussi à liker, partager, commenter, ça me ferait énormément plaisir, ça soutient la chaîne. Et si t'es un vrai BG, tu fais les trois. Let's go baby. Oh, joli. Joli, joli. Bien sûr, si je parle pas trop, c'est normal, le chat. Ne vous en faites pas, c'est juste que je regarde assez tranquille, chill avec vous. Donc. Oh, on a la cam des 4 joueurs, pas des 8 joueurs. Ça stunt, donc c'est la formation des gens qui sont quelque part là-bas. Par contre, j'ai remarqué, c'est qu'ils jouent tous le même audio. Ça va arriver dans son bac. c'est la sortie. Ils sont en 4v1. Sans l'information, nice. Dommage.
It kind of like Sipsy, he's like,
You already have one player upside treehouse.
I got a freebie, I guess.
Yeah, you have Sib at the DVD door, and he's just like, hello, sir. Tries to cross and just gets shut down.
This is kind of how we expected the search and destroy might go, even if it is a weaker map for subliners. The search and destroy sauce has been there. And they want to get real aggressive on defense. They are.
C'est vrai qu'il joue pas avec la MCW. Kizmi qui joue pas avec la MCW non plus. Ça joue tous les deux avec la Rival 9. Très très pratique comme arme. Parce qu'elle bouge quasiment pas en fait.
First blood and then just going. No respect on the NYSL side, just trying to end these rounds as quick as possible.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head, the way they sent it on defense there, like how aggressive they got on invasions. You won't see it all that often, that everyone's kind of sending it up the map.
But you had two players back treehouse, like.
Yeah. You got a goose egg on Priesta and Slasher. They found no success thus far. Obviously, subliners, they flip a switch in that map one, can breach, do the same. We haven't seen a lot of that from them this year, but maybe an opportunity to do so. Snoopy at times from the playmaker for this team. They're going to need him. He gets the first blood.
Ça, c'est un move que j'ai jamais trop bien compris. Pourquoi il y avait un silence de mort sans bouger? Asim qui fait la -2. Propre. Ah non, il fait même pas la -2, il fait la -3.
Take out the rest of the squad. A big one there from Asim. Nice little snapback as he goes to reposition to get the second kill as well.
Je vais attendre comme quand j'aurai le retour de son. Voilà. Le -3 vraiment bien propre. Hein. T'as Sky qui tient sa ligne, t'as Asim qui tient sa ligne aussi. Asim qui décide de décaler pour reprendre une autre position. Potentiellement donner un soutien à ses coéquipiers. On a vu Sib qui était placé dans le fond. Sib qui fait la -1, Sib qui fait la -2. Kizmi qui fait encore un kill. Wow. Ce move il est insane. He's got the MCW, able to find the shots.
Yeah, the opener through the tractor, and I think it was Priesta going for the trade. He's had no success so far. He's at 0-4.
T'as Asim qui est en train de limite de manger son écran.
Yeah, I don't think he was weak at all, right? Yeah. So not one of those guaranteed trades at all. Tough one for sure. A trophy out from DVD. 3 in a row for Sib.
Trying to cross though.
Well, this time because he crossed there way earlier than the time we saw him get caught. Oh, Lordy, that fire hits.
No, dommage. Hydra qui fait la moins 2.
No idea, but Priesta, again, maybe the guy in position that's got to get the trade. He's not able to do it. Hydra guns him.
Tight control on A over to NYSL. They're going to start
Oh,
to
ça
work
fait
this
une A,
plant.
ça fait pas une B.
Slasher has a good idea maybe of this repositioning from the skies. Does he spot him? It looks like he has eyes on him, so they know the positioning of New York just going to come down to these gunfights.
First fight ready to go. I think Hydra kind of gets caught with the movement there as the team able to get another big one now. You thought his position was known? Sure is. The jig is up. He's going to get dropped. Slasher with the kill. Beautiful retake there from Breach. Yeah, I thought after Hydra got two, they were in trouble, but as you said, Asim kind of gets one at the same time.
Ouais,
Puts it to a
c'est
two
beau, c'est beau.
versus two. Wins that first big gunfight against Hydra. And yeah, Slasher had eyes on the position the entire time with the final kill.
Yeah, I mean, Slasher sees skies, and then Asim, he sees Hydra plant the bomb. He doesn't cross back to Cafe. It's just, all right, I know where this guy's going to sit. And, you know, he's able to get that pre-fire, hits that jump shot. But, yeah, Priest is probably happy they won that round because you're not wrong. Again, he's going for a trade. I don't think Snoopy hits Hydra. It's just you're hoping that he has the advantage, knowing his spot. And, honestly, the fact Snoopy gets a kill there is huge. That hit fire hits.
Yeah, because they look ugly in that sequence.
Well, yeah, you just saw that Amos just drag on.
I wasn't even trying to roast Priest because that was another, like, yes, he didn't get shot at all, so it's not one of those freebie trades, but it looks
the
like
trade guy.
yes, it looks like you should get the trade there, and he's 0-5, so he's been struggling in this one a bit, obviously, but you get the round win, you get the clutch there from Slasher to see you're still fighting inside of this one.
A little bit of a
J'essaye d'avoir des infos. Hein.
So all over towards B has been the play call. They're going to hit out towards A. 3-on-3 is one player in Kiz thinking about getting aggressive towards Slasher. You had Sib, I think, spot him early in the
Ils sont en
round.
3v3
I
toujours.
mean, Slasher's always in that spot. But
Ça a été un kill pour un kill.
Still, it's the offense where you've got to get a round victory if you're Breach. Where the struggles have come, Asim, another big kill within this one. They needed him to step up in the search and destroy. He's been doing exactly that, but his feet are they too low. All right, Priesta, be a little too big. Priesta, this time for the trade, maybe not going to be able to happen. Slasher gets a kill.
Oh, joli.
Breach clutch up. Slasher gets it. Priesta's in the mega blender.
I feel so bad for Preston.
Snoopy dirait un enfant. Je vous jure.
Flies on through dark, but Slasher there for the cleanup on both. They knew Sib's positioning.
He's
Not
just getting
much you
baited,
can
bro.
do.
He's getting baited. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's not. He's just the next man up. It's just some of these fights aren't easy for him.
No, they haven't been.
Just hoping easy not the board, but at least his team is.
Hey, you're still in the game. Are we getting a Nicky D special coming if they win this, maybe?
I like it.
On dirait que la caméra de Snoopy est trop haute. Maintenant, c'est peut-être de la façon que lui il s'installe aussi sur la chaise. Hein.
Victory. Now it's on New York to answer back. You've lost back-to-back rounds. You've had your struggles on evasion search. You're 0-2, trying to widen that map pool. Asim, another one. He's 10-5, and where the struggles were in search last week, not struggling right now. He has picked it up in a big way. Priest is like, give me a freebie, baby. Set me up.
I got the cross. Yeah, I like it. Playing for info here, and that's really all they need right now in the 4-on-3. I like that switch up there from Breach. Just again, getting Snoopy into Broken. We have B Street on lockdown, so you can focus towards mid-tank. But now that focus has to change up a little bit. As Sib able to take one back to turn this into a 3-on-3. Priesta, Skies is hit.
Gone, but another chance, maybe for a clutch here for Boston Breach. You've been winning these little skirmishes, these 2v2s is where you stepped up big, and Slasher's been a big part of that. He gets another. Now it's on the young man, the rookie. Snoopy, Skies, 20 to go. Oh, God, the timing! Go! That's painful.
I was just having this discussion, I think, with a study in Nameless yesterday playing ranked. The amount of, I feel like, I don't know what it is with this title. The amount of COD timings that happen is unreal. I swear, for everyone.
I guess I think it's probably due to the brilliant thought last year that Dead Silence shouldn't be a thing. So that it probably happened far less because you can hear footsteps. Now you get back to a title with Deddy, and it's probably far more noticeable because I think Deddy is what leads to a lot
C'est
of
dommage.
timings because sound footsteps, obviously. That's my thought at least.
No, that makes sense. But, yeah, look up the COD timing definition, and that, you put that in the book right there.
I was about to say, oh, he's got a freebie here. Like he's holding it with the rival, and then, that one is painful. You got to rip off 3 straight now if you are Breach. One more to close
ne saurais pas faire la moindre erreur. Hein.
Hello.
Ça y est, ils ont une information.
Just don't want to overbeat kids, but they're hoping to find one. It's Hydra. Kids are going to reposition now.
Look like he was like going to order takeout, but then he got shot at. Yeah, kind of changes things.
Don't want that to happen.
No.
It seems out of there. So 45 seconds left. One of these slow rounds for Boston. Where are they going to commit to? Maybe starts with Slasher. Trying to find some.
Ça va sûrement, ça va peut-être aller sur B. Hein.
He's been so good.
Ils sont en train de tous décaler B, ouais, je pense bien que ça va taper une B.
See one down yet.
He's either stayed along enough, like in the round one, or he's gotten clutch kills. Right now, he's staying alive. Kismet through to help him. Hydra with the kill. Advantage over to New York, but it's right back as Priesta's on the board. It comes down to Priesta. Now for the map at a 1 versus 2. Under 20 seconds to go. Priesta going to take the
Oh,
fight.
joli.
Sib still there on the site, and it's a New York Subliners search and destroy win. You had your moments if you were Boston Breach. You had some big clutches. You win that one-on-one, who the hell knows how it goes. But you get some unlucky timing, and, well, to be fair, you're kind of outclassed in the mode right now.
And that's just the issue, kind of with waiting and playing that long, right? The fact that Sib stays alive. for as long
Ils
as he
sont
has
violents.
on the
Ils
map
sont
over Woods Beach,
violents.
They just then get suffocated. They send Kismet
Chat,
and Hydra
j'arrive.
through DVD Alley. There's so
En fait,
much story
tant
about
qu'il faut une petite
playing
pause pour
dark all the
au
time,
sens
because like we just saw in the
vite
round
fait.
prior, they
On se
don't go your
retrouve
way, and you are
dans
screwed
d'ici
if you
quelques
don't
minutes.
take care of that player on the
À
site.
toutes.
He's 1 and 80, like 1,000 damage. Like he's got more damage
Yeah.
than Snoopy. I mean, obviously the kills don't always tell the full story, but he had some frustrating moments for sure within that one. But probably none more frustrating than maybe the one-on-one. That's the one that's probably going to bite you. A little bit of bad COD timing, but you had your chances. You're not quite there yet, search and destroy. But I do think you can take one thing away. I mean, Asim stepped up in a big way. He had some brilliant moments, and maybe after the first blood getting caught was a tough death, but he's playing with a lot of confidence, and I like to see it.
No, 100%. And on the other side for New York, I think everybody, again, you're getting very active with Hydra, Kismet, and then the other two just locking down bomb sites. I mean, Sib, B was his. That was his area. And Boston can never work that site.
Yeah, it was either kills or just staying alive long enough. He did such a brilliant job there. But ready to head to break. New York is up 2-0. They're going to look to close it out in the control. Boston Breach so far got the firepower to hang with the Subliners. We'll see. They close out 3-0 fashion. We get back from this quick break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store.
Rien du tout.
breakdown from that for sure, but Subliners see the full roster there, and they've got some heavy hitters. That talent was on display in the round one. A team though on the other side coming in. Boston
Alors.
see some stuff we'd love to see.
I just think map 1 was a bit of a, I don't know, uppercut. Like, yeah, I think it's just tough mentally to deal with if you're Boston. I would love to hear the comms. They're probably up on a high, up 90, close to 100 points, getting fired up. Snoopy has that big play P2 rotation. And it's just like everything got knocked out of you. The energy can be difficult to take.
On va mettre un peu plus fort, non?
The good thing for them, this is their best hardpoint map, or sorry, control map in this map number
It's like
3.
you're watching like just any like boxing movie, dude. You know, like once some person's ahead, they're dominating, right? It's just that one punch.
One
comes and,
punch.
like, lays them out, or like cracks a rib or something, and everything changes. You just saw that map 1; it was unbelievable. But you talked about the defense, how good Boston Breach has been. And they're going to need the map 3, the swing game. Can they get something back? Can they start to make a rally? As they push many people to a map 5, they've gone to a lot of deep series. You're trying to do it here.
Yeah, you saw on the other side, Boston, yeah, one of their, they're very good defensively. And for New York, what was it, 12 and 11, their attack on high-rise control, I think 6 and 4. It's like top 2 in the league. So, you're winning 60% of your attack rounds on this map. That is fantastic. Difficult to do. As you know, it's just one full dead and you're in the spawn trap. So yeah, Boston, they're going to have to be on point here on this defense.
Well, we're going to talk about Asim for a moment because we saw him on control last week, and that guy was amazing. It felt like every time he was up, he was getting a cruise missile. Like it literally, he had like 3 or 4. I can't remember what the number was, but he was unbelievable. The guy was a walking streak. They need that Asim here.
No, you do. And I think he can also just be a big vibes guy, right? For the squad, kind of get everybody locked in. Let's forget about those last couple of maps. Normally when we talk about a challengers player coming up, it's not a veteran like him who's been in so many different rosters, winning scenarios. They may be the quiet ones. Instead, it's Asim who has, he's pretty much he's a vet.
Yeah, it's a little different than maybe you're like Snoopy coming into a COD Champs last year or even this year, where you're surrounded by veterans. Maybe we've done podcasts with players that were like, it was tough for me to speak my mind early on when I thought we weren't playing the right way. It was very difficult. I sort of just did what the team wanted me to do.
Yeah, you're just trying not to mess up.
It takes a while to like I don't know, earn your voice or develop your voice sometimes. Yeah, a little bit different than Asim. He was probably gonna say like, "Come on, God, we're doing this. Shut up, you little."
Oh yeah, is he from the South? I didn't know.
I don't really know where I went with that.
Okay.
But no, you got the confidence to kind of speak your mind and tell people they're being idiots. But I'm sure there's good communication, I would think, on this team when you have the likes of Priest and Slasher. I don't know Snoopy as well, just from like a communication standpoint, but we know they're amongst the best. They find a way to play the game. It's just maybe being out talented a bit right now.
Yeah, I see. Sim is just locked in right now. Guy's standing up. He's at the hand warmers. He's got his control.
Oh, comment il tient sa manette, Sib.
And Asim,
He's staying warm.
Trop spécial.
unfortunately, as good as Asim has been in control, they
J'ai
do
déjà essayé
need
de
him
jouer
to
comme
play.
ça, mais
Okay, he's back on camera now. He's starting to
J'avoue
get
pas.
I was like,
He's in
Pas
water.
comment ils
Yeah,
font.
stay hydrated. Everybody stay
Et moi
hydrated.
aussi, c'est une question
Good point, good
d'habitude.
point.
Important.
As we get ready to get into this control and see if New York can just close it out. Considering we had the commercial break, I'm not sure if one of the players is having an issue or if they're trying to figure something out with the coaching staff, but we'll get into this one as quickly as we can. We're here in about 30 seconds for getting the game, so we'll be good to go. I was worried there might be like a technical issue or something, but it seems that's not the case. So
Been a few of those today.
Yeah, it happens.
Everyone got on level 1. We're like, what the heck?
Yeah, no, I didn't play it. I didn't stream today. I like woke up and I just got on Twitter and I'm like, what's happening?
Couldn't play right this morning, so that got checked right away. But I had to play Warzone without loadouts, which was honestly kind of fun.
It takes you back to like the blackout days.
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of fun, like old school BRs in a way a bit.
I kind of wish it was like that.
Maybe like a mode or something.
Pratique
but
leur
yeah, I
casque
mean,
avec
I was
leur changement de micro
trying to
rapide
your desk this
comme ils
morning.
ont.
Just, yeah, couldn't do it.
Wasn't in the cards. 'Cause
Wasn't in the cards.
Everything just broke today. Yeah, I was actually worried when I was reading some stuff. I'm like, are we having matches today? But it looks like we got to a place where we're able to compete today. Breach, just trying to get locked in, dialed in, and bring this one back. Subliners, and we're going to talk about them trending upward because this is a team we expect to be competing, be a top 4 team. And then the major happens, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just really, I think that the keys to focus on is hard point control, right? I mean, you see 1 in 5 in Major 1, 1 in 3 in that control, and then you just see what's happening now these last couple of weekends. I mean, much better in those respawns. I mean, their search and destroy was fantastic, but you're like, with all this firepower, with this roster, what's going on. And again, a much different game than what we had last year. I think it's probably taking some of our sub players, especially like our entry guys, a little bit more time to get comfortable on the map, pull out an MCW. You're seeing it
Allez, nous sommes
across the league.
repartis.
Yeah, a lot of times, what have our tournament winners been? They've been people that found a lot of balance. You've been good across all three modes. Typically, if you are like a one-trick pony where you just have like the search and destroy of Reliance really been your hard carry, you're not usually getting the same result in a major. It's just, it doesn't happen. Teams are probably a little bit more prepped at times. It's a different ball game once you get the land. They need to work on their map pool. They need to find a little more balance in their gameplay. And as you saw, they're turning up. We're seeing some improvements there. But yeah, we're into our third match here in qualifier 2. Still not a ton to go on. But Asim, last time we saw him here, high-rise control. The man was a lord. Does he have what it takes? It's a little bit different of a matchup playing against Carolina versus the subliners. As Sib finds her opener and onto Priest at the corner.
Seem trying to make a play with that rival, does get taken down. And yeah, kind of where this upward trend started was with that Carolina match, right? You're down 0-2, and the reverse sweep starts here. And that round 5 victory, that's when they got this confidence flowing. It's Hydra in the spawn, and he's going to take down 2 of Boston Breaches. And now have a 4 life advantage. And round 1 offense can be very difficult, just with no trophies, no extra utility to work with.
Maybe Snoopy can kind of bail him out. They're pinned right now. He's able to get in behind enemy lines, maybe alleviate some pressure from their side of the map. He's able to win a one-on-one against Skies. But you can see they're kind of stacked up. The rest of his team just trying to get out their front windows. He's the guy that hopefully alleviates some of that pressure. Then Slasher and Asim able to get kills from the front row. He's going to end up dropping. I think job done. You were able to get out, get underground, make a play.
Yeah, I think maybe, he's in that spot. You still have a stun and a nade. Maybe just throw that stun, get that info, and then just play your life, right?
Try to be a nuisance longer.
Work these ticks a little bit longer. Yeah, give your teammates a little bit more time. But still, yeah, without him, they don't get out of their base. So he's able to get right back on the beat.
That was kind of my logic. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't do that. You're probably, this round's over, but that might still be the same result. You've only got 10 seconds to work with. You're right back to square one as you're getting stacked up towards your base. I mean, we saw from Sid's POV in the opener, the 2 kills he get, the second chow on a Priest, just a thing of beauty. You're able to pause the clock here for a second. Maybe you're going to get 1 tick, but everybody else has died around you. So Asim is going to be the last player up on that objective. As he drops, that should be the round.
Yeah, I mean, New York, no, with only 1 player on it, this objective is going to go slow. So let's just take our time, slay around the board. Let's not go into a 4-dead situation. Play around the players off spawn, and then once we do, let's use that space to get the player off that point. As you said, it's only 1 tick.
Well, it's tough. You go like 3 or 4 down off the break of that, so you're pinned early. That takes, what, 45 seconds to get out of that. The only time we see people usually bounce back in those rounds is you're able to get the first point. You're able to get some extra time added on there. They just aren't able to get that next wave of kills. They do enough to get out. They can't win the big fights at mid-map. They're right back to it. Right back to spawn. Boston Breach were never a threat offensively.
The only good thing, or one of the good things, I guess, is you obviously get that 1 tick, but Hydra doesn't earn a cruise because he was like 4-0, 5-0 to start, so.
Yeah, well, considering the map 1 where it was raining cruises. But it was all New York in that round 1. They're looking to keep it rolling here in round 2 as we go to listen in with New York Subliners.
Nice. I think he might be on Pelly, bro. I don't know. Boy, come here. Where's he? Back left, 2 of them. On B. Yeah, send him on B. Reggie, 1 back left. He might push right. Outer propane, maybe. Reggie, I have no propane. One's on the right. Elevator. On it. Right side, nice, good shit. Nice, I'm getting top propane, guys. Go left. I'm nading your triple. Go left, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go beat down. Triple going right. 1 shot on the right. One's on A. Oh, Jen on your right, keys. Paper. I'm weak. I'm looking hella stuff. Snoopy inside blue. Inside blue. Left window. Left window. Helly steps. Oh, team left window. Helly steps. I shot him twice left. Helly steps. I'm trying to get you up. Got me. Nice. Helly steps. Top Helly. He went out of propane. One on B, one top Helly. Top Helly weak, Slasher. Out of propane, we stop Helly. Top Helly, Slasher. Mid window weak. Top Helly. Top Helly. Top Helly dead. I need a left window. Beat on my right. Mid window. Wick. Underground. I'll be on the ground. I'm one shot. Watch my street. Your street's good. They're gonna hop a B then. I'm watching top B. There's 2 on A. Go to the side. One's pushing blue. Our side blue. You saw him on the green top already. Yeah, green tar. Ace him one shot. I stunned. One shot. Yo, street guys. Out of propane. Hold on, I'm one shot, Paco. I'm one shot. Hey, it was flash. It was flash.
Top of me.
Oh my god, Papi.
Green top of me somewhere.
I'm going right.
Green tarp weak. Green tarp weak. Beat him. Our side beat him.
Green tarp dead. Alright, good job. I'm pushing out their spawn. I'm pushing out their spawn. I've left window. Pushing out their spawn. Try to get a kill, Paco. I'm on B.
I need to check.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I'll tell you what, Skies is vibing. It starts with what the opening comm is. You're a bad boy. Then he's gassing Hydra, who's on 6 in a row. They are ripping and roaring. Looking to get the second point as Boston Breach are trying to bring it back. Not sure if we're going to have time to listen. Then we go with Boston Breach.
I can't get on it in a second.
Right and left. He's in the far left. Left more.
We come back to us. We thought maybe we were
Pas
going to
trop
have time.
parler
Maybe a
parce que
break
on
was
est
going
en
to
train
come
de
here.
rentrer dans la
Boston
com
Breach.
du
We'll get to
joueur.
maybe a little bit later in this match, but
J'aime bien,
it just happens quickly. You take
j'aime bien
over for
suivre
your
un peu la com.
subliners, but boy, they were vibing in the comms. They had us cracking
C'est
up.
très très
Well, I
rapide.
mean, not only were
Hein.
they
Les
vibing,
informations sont
there
très
was a
très
lot of
rapides.
intensity there, right? Like
Yeah, sure.
they were calling out a lot of things. Hydra was on point. It just felt like, yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit different from this subliner team. Obviously, just Major One gonna motivate them with their result, and they're bringing it here in this match and Major 2 qualifiers so far.
Yeah, I think maybe in Major 1 even when they were caught some time. I'm not Major 1, yes, but also in the qualifier. Like when they go to a map 5 when you don't think they should. Maybe they're starting to bring the intensity more to these league matches. Try to just close people out. I think it's
Skies make you laugh.
Yeah. Maybe that does it, but it was really kind of the opening wave of kills that put Boston Breach on their back foot early in their first offensive round. Trying to maybe avoid that this time around. So they're not fighting from their base the entire
Le P2,
round.
je pense que c'est capturé pour
But
moi.
they're in trouble. This might be a 3 out of subliners. But Boston, who we only got a moment to hear, they're trying to bring it back. Listen in, Boston Breach.
Hydra might spawn underground.
No, he's front jam. I'll see propane. He jumped down.
He's a long.
I'll kill him.
Spawn underground, I think.
I think he's got me. Inner green top.
He's in a base Hydra.
He's on B. Inner green top.
They're base Hydra.
Let's get mid B. I would choke him point. One shot.
Trying to pick up a right.
Nothing right. I'll left. He's up point. Mid side point. Watch underground. Back left and probably another one underground. I'm one shot. He got me. Okay, back mid and back left.
One more mid base.
Yeah, mid and left. Stand point. You're good.
Stay point.
You can play right, Isom.
One's going out the mid base. He's going out the mid base.
Yeah, he's beat up. 2 beat up. I got 1 weak. One more.
Dante, one back left window.
Two down. Back left and look at the kids, I think.
Back left window.
Back left window, bro. Back left window. You should probably work me off your spawn. I need back crack.
Yeah, we're trying. Mid base, one shot. Holly stairs.
Deep right pocket, one bullet.
Underground.
3. Last one.
Trying to get on B.
Yeah.
On B. On it. He's got me one shot.
He's weak. He's to the left. Left window.
Maybe their best teammates, the 5th man, explosive barrels, taking out 2 members of subliners, and maybe a chance for them now to get on it. But after that wave of kills, it's nothing really else that follows it up. You can't get to the point. There's no success offensively, but with point 3, I'll shut my mouth, but the Bulldog still eating.
No, it's over.
Is that
Oh,
what
le 0-3
ended?
secondes.
Subliners come out and they look convincing. I mean, at times they just, I don't know, anyone seems they can beat them. Anyone can push them to a map 5. Here it is all smiles, it is all vibes. They even knock out the webcams for Boston Breach as they just handle business and dominate.
That was one of the more convincing series we've had all year.
Yeah, especially from them. Yeah.
Ah, New York
Just on this title,
Subliner
that
qui
is
gagne
a statement
3-0.
game that the subliners have arrived.
Ça,
The world champions we
c'est-
expected, the roster maybe we
C'est
expected.
violent.
They're starting to put up some insane numbers, and again, Hydra getting comfortable, 22-9, Sib with some big moments, but you hear it in the comms, the intensity. It's finally the respawn we expected from this squad.
Yeah, and you know, with the changes to the cruises, obviously when you have the individual talent, you're able to earn 1 or 2 in
pas
map
jouer les
3,
deux dernières
you were
maps.
like 4, whatever it was in the map 1.
De toute façon, je pense que
It was
ça
big in
viendra un peu
breaking
à rien,
the
vu
P2
qu'ils
on
perdent
Skid Row. Like, we know they have the
3-0.
individual talent. Maybe sometimes the comms are off. Maybe sometimes there's a
Limite, ça aurait été
lapse in
1-1.
positioning, but when you have
21.
players that can pop off at any moment, I feel like just the cruise change has to be huge for a squad like this. Like, Hydra could earn 1 in seconds, it feels like. There's unbelievable
Yeah,
talent.
just a huge game changer for them. And on the side of Boston, I just think that map 1 just really took the air out of them. I think it did. It just feels like they could not bounce back from that. I mean, you would expect them to, but sometimes you just be tough. It's a tough mental battle.
Yeah, I mean, map 1 absolutely winnable. You're up almost 100 points, and then you just get flatlined for 4 hard points in a row as subliners take over. But that'll do it for us for map 1. It's 3-0 for subliners. To the desk we go to break it down. Christopher Bucket, hey there.
Hey, Maven. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm here too.
You guys are vibing
We
today.
got Allie, we got Nameless, and of course myself to break it all down. We all called it, right? We all called it, Clint. None of us thought Boston was going to win. Clint called Boston to win this one 3-1. He was dead wrong.
Yeah.
Why was he wrong, Allie?
He was dead wrong because this, unfortunately, the world champions have come to play this Major 2 qualifier. As I said, they were a little inconsistent, but there is nothing more consistent than that Skid Row. They go down 100 points, and then they have every single rotation in the game. We're talking about the best rotation team right now that we have in the New York Subliners. I mean, they weren't losing a single map after that one. That round number 2, excuse me, not round number 2, that high rise again, another masterclass out of Hydra. Previously, he went 19 and 10 in their last matchup versus Seattle Surge. This time, 22 and 9. So keeping up at pace here. I doubt we see high rise control make it in a New York Subliner series again.
Yeah, it's definitely getting vetoed. I mean, we've seen them just dominate this map, the pressure that they're able to apply, and you can just see the practice must be going really, really well. Because we get to that list, and everybody's just vibing. They know what they need to do. Everybody's playing their role, like, exceptionally well right now. And, you know, a lot of this time, you know, we've been talking about New York and, you know, how good they've been at the little things in Hardpoint. Well, it was about capitalizing on those little things, on your rotations. They did just exactly that on the map number 1. When they got an opportunity, they ran away from it. I mean, you saw on that rotation, P5 to P1, who do you need to make a huge play? It's Hydra. He jumps out, just a high intellectual player, flips the spawns. They then chain that into like 100 unanswered points. Going into the search and destroy, they're so confident in each other. Like, you saw them just kills off the rip, playing super aggressive, and then when they need to reel it back, they're the world champions, Chris. They can do just exactly that. And one last thing with the guy I want to highlight, Sib, making huge plays. You saw him at the back watching middle tank and then sitting back tractor, just being annoying so the playmakers in Kismet and Hydra can get the job done.
This guy's the best personality in the league.
He's great,
close.
bro.
Yeah, he's there.
I was listening to his comms. The kid is nothing but hilarious. He only dropped, I believe, 14 kills, but he had 3,000 damage and 14 assists to go with it on
You
that.
gotta add extra assists from the hype too in the
And in map
comms.
1, he was like double neg too. I just think when it comes to Skies, like, have you guys ever seen the lie detector he did with Miles?
Yes.
Like, last year before, so funny.
Check it out. In the meantime, we got to check out our scuff play of the game. This was Hardpoint. It looked great for Boston. And then this happened.
P2 Hydra. I'm assuming it's going to be P2 Hydra. Oh, it's Kizzy laying down, finding a kill.
It's a whole montage, fam.
This was the start. So this was the start of New York Subliners' run to go on to win this map. It was on that final P5. Kismet goes on a 6-3 in the back. He gets a streak. Hydra gets a streak on P2. And again, they did not lose a single rotation following the rest of this map. Boston Breach is able to get maybe 20 more points on the board by the time New York Subliners closes it out.
Yeah, you know, Hydra was like fending off the entire team on that P2 while his team was setting up P3. They get a majority chunk of that. And they're able to break into Barber as well, which is kind of unacceptable on Boston's side. But nevertheless, you went up against the world champions. It's a tough game. They're on point.
Subliners showing that they are back in full force. They are currently now with 9 match wins. That's going to jump them over Optic to the 3 spot on the leaderboard. But the good news for Optic fans, you got your match coming up next, and you're going to be taking on Minnesota. That'll be the second battle of our day. Before we get there, we got to talk with a player from the Subliners. They're loading up right now. Who do you want to talk to today, Allie?
We got to talk to Skies after those comms. We got to ask him what are we doing?
Let's bring on Mr. Giggles live here in our Monster Energy Winter Spotlights. Guys, I see you there with your duo. How was today?
Today was great. I didn't have to do anything. These guys are just insane. They were killing everything. I was just rotating, blocking. I think I had one little highlight play, but today was godlike.
What happened in the first 2 minutes of that hard point?
I mean, it's just P1 and P2 chain Skid Row, and they had good side. It was just like if you can regain from that, and we were still pretty confident once they went up 80 because all you have to do is just chain the next hill.
Guys, we got an incredible listen in that map number 3. Do you mind telling us who on your team is Poppy? I think I heard correctly.
Paquito. Paquito's my papito.
I love
I don't know. We usually thrive whenever we're like in a goofy mood like that, so I just try to like just say some funny stuff like that. It just gets them in their flow.
Sky, seems like everybody feels so comfortable in their role now. It didn't look like that throughout stage 1. How have you guys made so much progression over these last 2 or 3 weeks?
I feel like just before the major, we just didn't have a lot of foundations on a lot of things, and then after the major, it kind of like locked us in. And then we just went to overdrive and started working harder and then just talking more and coming in earlier and just watching it on the TV, really going on the TV on the couches and just figuring out like foundations and then building from that.
Skies, where can I watch more of your content? Do you stream? Do you make YouTube videos?
I've been on my, I look even on my content grind. My TikTok is Cedar Skies and Twitch. I stream basically every day.
There he is.
My Twitch is SKYZ just Skies.
SKYZ, that is Skies. He's dropping bombs here for the Subliners. Congrats on another win.
Appreciate it, bro. Have a good one.
All right, we got to go to break. Before we do, quick reminder, sync your calendar. If you want to watch the Subliners again, how do you do it, Howie?
You just got to scan the QR code on your screen or go to callofdutyleague.com/schedule. Make sure to keep up to date when all of your favorite teams are playing and who they're matching up against. So add your favorite teams in 2024 schedule to earn the squad up calling card as well and match all of us in game.
Spoiler, it's against Atlanta at the end of Sunday. We're going to break. We come back. It's Minnesota. Can the Rocker keep climbing the leaderboard? Today they take on the Green Wall after this.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Prochain match, Optic vs Rock. Let's go.
Right? Champs is solidified. Now it's about getting that championship. We know how that momentum can get you the ring. And look at that trophy. What's that?
The best in Call of Duty history
right there.
We did pretty good in Black Ops 2. I think that thing is better. Let's take a look at the catch that.
Craziest play I have ever seen
Oh,
in my entire life. I don't know if anything will ever stack up to this play.
I mean, I can't believe he had time to reload for the first one. I mean, part of that at all. And the fact that Priesta accidentally mantles the Godheady.
Behind enemy lines.
He's
Ah,
getting loose
il
early
est 300.
every round. Like,
Do a little dance. Make a little love. Who's standing now?
Trusting Envoy to make the play, or maybe with the stumps coming through. See Scum backing up the helmet mouth, but he gets the first blood, and for the moment, he gets away.
Oh, he got another kill! No way! Envoy is on one right now.
We're going to have some laughs during this match, Maven. I'm going to openly just ask, who will be the worst player we see in the All-Star game today?
The worst player from all of these teams? Oh, this is hard,
Team
man.
Rouge
It's the
vs Team
All-Stars.
Bleu.
Oh, I gotta think about this.
It's going to be Octane.
You think it's gonna be Octane?
Yeah,
he was a beast, so he was number 2 overall S&D KD.
Yes, he has, but guess what? Octane's had one good event since like 2016.
I'm going with Nameless, just because he can probably hear me right now. he's gonna choke big time.
Obviously having a big performance there over at that Train Hill. This guy is looking to finally really pick it up. He's had a few slower maps, but I guess he's finally caught his bearings. Now 16 and 9, and forcing the issue on like he's inside of their face, and that's going to be 5 in a row.
Oh là là!
It's 6 for Capsidal. He is woken up and erupting right now on the Subliners.
Mais tuez-le cet homme, c'est pas possible!
Going to be easy for them to break this as kills go down on both sides. Mac trying to do a little bit of acrobatics, finding Octane towards the back. Does eventually get it, looking for Kenny. Oh my god! Kenny! Oh my goodness! Thieves were set up. They had the first blood, and they've just been ruined.
Down to 3 for either side. This is going to be it.
MW3.
Point, Joe Deceives gets his, but 3 seconds to go. You've got to get on the zone, lad. Fresh mag, send it, wins it. Oh my God, it's a 2v1. Diamond Con, can you do it? The boys are on the capture. It's now a 1v1. What a round of control, Diamond Con. If you win this, God damn, what a round!
Hey, one cross, two cross, one more. I'm gonna help you at B now. I'm gonna help you at B.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know where he went. I don't know if he's still here. It was deep perception. Nice smoke. Get that ace, my friend. Get that ace.
Follow him, Bob.
1 minute remaining.
Oh yeah.
Il y a un des joueurs là que je regarde sur Twitch. C'est celui-là. C'est des monstres. Je les regarde sur Twitch quand il faut de la ranked et tout. Et ça se voit que c'est des bons joueurs. Hein. C'est la Los Angeles, si je dis pas de bêtises. Ouais, c'est ça, Los Angeles Guerrilla.
Boston to close this lead. And Linz is going to just continue to push space for this Wolverbombs.
Vivi.
Transition
oh,
into New Hill, Awakening is trying to put in absolute work. Slash is up next, he gets full! The whole team is even
Los Angeles Guerrilla.
It's time. Optic taking on Minnesota. Can the Rocker cause another upset? Been on fire recently as we welcome everyone back in. This is match 2 on a 3-match day. Ali, let's start here with Minnesota Rocker. For anyone who has missed them, what have they accomplished over the last few matches?
Well, they accomplished getting top 4 at our Major 1 qualifiers. Well, not qualifiers, excuse me, at Major 1. And now as we head into our second set of qualifiers, they kind of haven't missed a step. Minnesota Rocker taking everybody on storm, mainly off of the back of you have accuracy, the overall bet of this squad, but really rookie Linz, running for that Rookie of the Year. He has been the glue in this squad and the reason they've been able to accomplish as much as they have.
Yeah, you know, this team has been fantastic. Everybody has stepped up. They are waiting on Awakening to get to that final form, I feel like, to be a championship contender. But when you talk about Linz, he's been extremely consistent. And the accuracy in their last match versus Toronto, the man looked like he was in his prime again, leading the lobby in damage, well, leading the team in damage, absolutely popping off 1.11. And in the clutch moments as well, the guy was going off. You know, they ended Toronto's hardpoint winning streak, stopped them from getting to that number 15, and they pushed them all the way to a game 5. They just need to work on their clutch situations a little bit, especially in that invasion, if we see that again.
For Minnesota, we have our Monster Energy pregame, and let's talk about some of these keys. For me, it's, you got to strike early, right? You can't let Optic get going.
And unfortunately, we're not in Massimo Jits. I'm not going to get into there, but their hardpoint is regressing. They're 2-5 in the last 7 maps, and they're going up against the second best hardpoint team in the game right now. So any opportunity, it's got to be in the search and destroys. And unfortunately, the objective play just has not been there. They're second with plants and 52% attack rounds. It means half the time they're trying to get the bomb down, but their post plant hasn't been great.
And I do want to remind everybody, this team started 0-4 in the qualifiers. A lot of those numbers on your screen came from the first week or 2 of the game. Minnesota right now, how close do they stack up to Optic in your eyes?
I mean, I think they're a very good team. Like, I think Minnesota is still top 5 team that we have in the world. It's just versus Optic, it has been tough. Like, at the major they played them was not an ideal match for them whatsoever, matchup-wise. The hard points just tend to go to Optic's way, so Minnesota are going to have to figure out something today.
Optic put an end to Minnesota's run on land. Now they'll try and do it online, and they're going to be looking at their star SMGs. You've got Pred taking over on Rio with Shotzi, who leads all players on that map. And not to mention the ARs they got on this team as well.
rally.
Not to mention, especially because Dashy has been soaking up that hill time. Last time these two teams matched up, it was Dashy with 1 minute and 40 seconds in map number 1 and 2 minutes and 31 seconds in that map number 4. So not an ideal matchup for Minnesota Rocker, but Optic Texas definitely licking their lips at this matchup. So when it comes to the match, the Monster Energy pre-game notes, I'm assuming it's just to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, especially in Hardpoint. They've been lights out in that game mode, and particularly up against the Minnesota Rocker. I mean, they're first in break efficiency, they're second in break percentage, so they're breaking, and when they do break, they get a ton of points off of it as well. And then early round S&D struggles, 8th in opening dual win rate, and also 7th in conversion rate, so that has to be better. But then also, like, their defense opening dual percentage is some of the worst in the league. Also, post-plant has not been great so far, but we did see a massive improvement versus the LA Thieves. Some big rounds, like, clearly they put it in effort to fix their S&D. We'll see if it pays off against one of our better search teams.
Optic's big 3-0 was over the bottom team in the league. Today they're taking on a top 5 opponent, and they'll be playing on Rio. Turtle Karachi twice in some base for our second hard point.
The biggest problem right now is this heavily favors Optic Texas. Not only do we get that Rio hard point in that opener, but also that sub base, which they definitely prefer when it comes to the respawn. This is not the same map set that they went up against at the major. Again, it is a little bit of a new game. So I see Minnesota Rockers trying to try something new, but I mean, their map pool is just not as deep.
I will say, I think that Rocker looked out a little bit. Skid Row was left on the table. Optics 5-1 on that map. They didn't pick it. They opted to pick Rio, which is a map both these guys have looked good on so far. So, and also, when you think about control, Minnesota does have the advantage there. So this has the makings to be a good series.
Are we going to a game 5?
I think so.
Well, I think it's Optic 3-0. You guys are all choosing Optic as well. Fans have chosen Optic, and our casters have chosen to start the game. Ton, welcome back, buddy, alongside our good friend Chance.
Honestly, at this stage, Chance is just putting his hand in a bucket and finding a British caster at every single turn that he possibly can. Chance, I'm not too sure is your favorite yet. I would understand that would be Miles, but we're going to make a good decision whether it's me or Bryce.
You guys are all the same to me, just one has a beard, the rest of you don't. Other than that, I'm basically casting with clones. No, it has been an interesting year for sure, and I think honestly the two teams we have are some of the more interesting in the league. Optic always going to be that voice of conversation, but Minnesota, like they like sort of made their impact, made their mark, maybe like in that sort of top 5 bubble, top 4 sweet spot. But Minnesota have answered a lot of questions. A lot of individual players have stepped up to the plate. Lynn's right now Rookie of the Year candidate. Rocker have almost everything going for them except actually getting a win against the top dog. But obviously, they have been knocking on the Devil's door a ton. They literally just played against Toronto, took them to a game 5, just faltered towards the end. But these guys are very close to solidifying themselves in the top spot. This could be the series where they do it.
Yeah, the series would go a long way to proving where Minnesota Rocker really do belong. But the hard points is something we're going to have to speak about quite a lot, right? I mean, look how good Optic have looked on this mode in particular. But something to note, when we played Rio, if you're Minnesota Rocker up against Ultra, not that long ago, they dealt with their first hard point loss in quite some time on this map specifically. So it should be a very interesting one. Both these two teams, various records when it does come down to the hard point, but on this all new map, things can get maybe a little bit mixy where you wouldn't want to see if you're an Optic Texas fan.
Well, I mean, look, the mix is something that these guys can thrive in. Like, Ton, let me tell you, Optic is a good Rio team, but it is truly a square-up match because, as you pointed out, Rocker looked great as well off the opening break. Super solid as well. Team kill might hurt you a little bit, but you're still in control of that time, and we've already seen his name pop up in the feud a few times. Accuracy and Vivid, in my mind, the men to watch from Rocker. You can see Optic really just flooding in, trying to find those extra kills. Can't quite get them. Rocker built themselves a nice little lead.
Yeah, good play coming in from Rocker already. 23 seconds on the clock, and thinking about this rotation, which will be coming in very, very shortly. Trying to find some kills over towards the middle, and eventually Shotzi and Dashi finding a break on through in some time, if only a few seconds. On the side of Optic Texas, we start to get moving over towards this P2 side now. You try to see the flip coming in from Rocker, couldn't quite manage to find it. Optic Texas now in control over towards the market side. Lenzico going to try and come through the front door here. A couple of kills potentially going to fall their way. Got to find the first feud if you wanted to try and find this break. Lynn's Awakening starting to find them. Contestants here.
That contest might just continue. I mean, Shotzi flies out, not actually getting the time, but yeah, this is a hill where the angles can just be out of control. The cars you can look under, the weird places you can play by, the pillars, that's really the hot dog stand that is seemingly indestructible. But for all the effort that you just had Optic put in to actually win this rotation, they don't get any of the kills. Accuracy goes on a force spree, and now maybe for Rocker, you've got these guys actually pinned so far deep in your spawn. You imagine that rotation in P3 is going to be completely free. So I mean, this is the hill that Optic did a nice job on the rotation, but simply could not get enough time and still continue to be on the back foot.
Yeah, you 100% take that as a win if you're a Rocker, right? Probably lose out on the majority of the time that was up on offer, but you really do limit Optic Texas to only the minimum amount. Over towards P3 now as the lobby will get underway. Accuracy going to just try and hold it from the back side. Doesn't want to get overflooded over towards this point if he can. Dashy with a big kill, though. That might break things open. Potential pinch on the cards, but the kill's coming through, but only for Vivid. Team kill alongside of it. Working out in Rocker's favor. Some good time coming on through here, but a push coming over from the other side from the bridge was on the cards. Now from up top, not going to happen. Accuracy will say thank you very much. Couple of kills falls his way. Minnesota Rocker, healthy little lead so far, Chance.
Yeah, dude, Accuracy is straight up making plays. He goes on the force spree on P2 for the hill that they lost. We've just gotten a look at Accuracy on this hill where he is still continuing to put in the work. That's a 3 spree, backing Optic down again. But even at the start of it, Accuracy was in the back, and he just completely stopped 2 Optic players in their tracks to try to flank around the spawns. One player straight up gave up and then just tried to cut through boxes. So Accuracy right now, his presence and impact is being felt by Optic. You're down by 60 points, and again, a rotation. Optic are gonna be behind the game. A couple quick kills come through, so they're gonna make it mixy. But again, in the feed, you see it's Accuracy and Linz showing up again. Accuracy right now, that high impact player.
Linz just trying to stay alive over towards the hot dog stand if you can. Finding one is big. If you can just slow Optic Texas down a little bit more, that would have been massive. But Pred will eventually find the kill. But now for all of Optic Texas, the one-dimensional push going to start coming through. Trophies on overtime. Just waiting for the opportune moment, waiting to try and find one pick, and then the rest of them will fly. But Vivid's going to start to lock it down here with Accuracy again. And you're right to make the call out. Accuracy having a really big game, sitting 11 and 5, but the break is going to start coming on through. Dashy with 2. Now Accuracy left on his own. Can't find the last kill, and Pred just about deals with him. But only for 15 seconds here, Chance. That scoreline's getting a little bit ugly.
And we already know that Optic, the only rotation they won was over towards P2. Couldn't convert that in a time. And now they're losing the rotation again towards the new hill. So even when they've been ahead of the game, they haven't had success. And more so, they've just been consistently on the back foot. And that story is just going to continue. You're trying to set up the pinch, but look at the spawn that comes through. Unfortunate timing in the game quite literally does just be like that sometimes. So Kenny getting caught out, Minnesota continuing to run it up, and now the spawns are easy to read. Optic getting pinned on the right side of the map.
Yeah, tough one for Optic there. Of course, you got the spawns over towards these trucks. If this side of the map is okay to find a push from, but you set up the pinch, and the rest of Minnesota still spawning towards the back. You can't get it done. Accuracy holding it down with ease from this side. Johnson gonna have one last bash at it, but 24 seconds to go. I think Optic have got no other option than just continuously try to hit it. If they can get some bridge control to hit it P1, that's not bad, but right now Accuracy is just soaking up that time, no problem whatsoever. Eventually the break will come through, but that's feeling like the story of the first rotation so far. Optic Texas will get in towards the end for 10 or 15, but that is it. Minnesota Rocker well and truly running away with this one right now. My God, Linz.
And look, Texas, they don't have room to breathe. Like, even when they're fighting for the scrap triumph, trying to work the break on the right side of the map, Minnesota are just on them like some dogs right now. So it is not an easy thing to try to come back from. A couple kills go their way, and finally we see green on the left side of the feed, and a nice little break for them to actually buy a little bit of clearance, try to stabilize in the game. But Rocker has been typical. They bounce right back inside the time, not feeling the pressure, not feeling the heat. Rocker right now, a clean look so far on Rio. Still a 100-point gap, and maybe some momentum back on Optic's favor. Another clearance on the hill. They still got the right side spawns. This might be the start of the comeback time.
25 seconds left to go here. Over towards P1. You might
voit vraiment le niveau des joueurs.
C'est incroyable. And maybe it is going to take a rotation for them to get warmed up into this game. But so far, so good at the second time of mass game. But Minnesota Rocker, with that lead, will be able to start play with it, right? They'll be able to leave certain amount of time, certain amount of hills where you can just go for a rotation nice and early because you have that lead. If found themselves here over towards P2 very first time by the looks of things, though. Optic Texas, for all that they were holding down those spawns, haven't been able to get some control over towards this hill. So time starting to soak over towards the side of Rocket. Vivid now will find a kill pushing through the double doors, and if you are Optic Texas, if anything, you are trapped in the spawn you wanted. Minnesota Rocket frying at the moment.
I mean, it's the same thing. You're just getting held back from the front side of time, and right now Optic don't really have time to waste. But the problem is, you try to make breaks towards the time. Two different AR players are going to be holding you down. Awakening's got the cross accuracy in the exact same spot he was in before. It's just a stranglehold on the power positions. A clean 4-man wipe in the back spawns again. The rotation to P3 could be absolutely devastating. Rocker, they are just handling the map on this P2 hill.
Vivid just trying to lock down in and around the escalators, just trying to slow Optic Texas down on this rotation. But the spawns are going to flip out now, so Texas will get a small amount of respite here. And we'll get something to go their way eventually, because really everything is working out for Rocket right now. It's a 120-point lead, and it may well grow if Rocket can find a break here. But Optic Texas, first one's in. Vivid doesn't have a lot of support. He may well just go for it anyway. Kenny will deal with him, but you can see Rocket just starting to set up over towards the back. They'll take this time on their break.
Time, though, is going to be a factor. That's actually a fantastic read by Dashi to take him down, and that's another fantastic play by Optic to jump on the guys in the back spawns. The two players there from Rocker were just looking to block any kills that came through. If Optic had fallen, would have spawned across the map, but Optic do the more difficult thing. The difficult gunfights now have actually set themselves up inside the time. Looking to get this final 25 seconds. Rocker going to need one final push to go for the break. They're soaring forward, but they're not going to get it. Optic get a nice little wipe for the final 15 seconds. It's under lock and key. Optic have it secured, so might be losing gunfights along the way, but they're still getting that final bit of time. Going into that new hill down by about 70 seconds, and Chauncey knows, gotta wait for the boys to get here, but obviously no one's gonna be flanking for Optic. They gotta flood through the front.
That's a third kill for Vivid over towards the elbow side, so he'll be locking it down from the boxes. It's just such a hard cross, making number 4 for Vivid in this life. Shotty will eventually find a breakthrough. You need to find these kills. If your Optic can't find the third, it's the next one there. Awakening goes absolutely massive as per usual. 210 now being breached by Minnesota Rocket. They can win it here over towards this hill. Kenny now trying to find a breakthrough if he can, but Vivid again is playing his life so well towards that elbow side. The garage push going to start coming in here for Optic Texas, but they need to start moving a lot quicker than they have been. Vivid again, another force spree locking it down. You just can't get past him.
Yeah, no, this is the Vivid special, man. I'm telling you, this is like one of the highest engaged, most accurate players we have in the league. Rio is a map where you expect this man to thrive, and he, as you pointed out, just inside of boxes, going on an absolute tear on both of the lives that he had. I mean, just on like a two-piece front, I think Rocker had just been almost dominating the kill feed. It is going to be a victory lap on this rotation. Rocker just going to be 2 points away from sealing the game. Optic, pure desperation hour.
Oh, how can they hold this down? How can Optic find a way back into this one? It looks impossible. It looks improbable. Rocker have been so good across the entire map, and they're going to try and go for a break here from the top side. If they can find a kill over the top, Linz is going to be there to support, watching the flank. That's inevitably coming through. The stun is there. A bit of timing, though, and all of a sudden, Linz could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Linz, Vivid, find a way through, and Optic Texas fall like dominoes towards the end of that game. It's a very convincing map number 1 for Rocker. A huge win in Hardpoint to kick this series off.
Yeah, it's GG too. I mean, look, Rio is that brand new square up map. These are all teams trying to figure out exactly like where they're gonna lie in context of the league, because both Optic and Rocker came into this with a record of 1-0, so they're just thinking, hey, we're the better team, we're gonna chow them on it. But Rocker chowed back, and that is a hell of a game too, because last time they played against Toronto, it was more or less the accuracy show. Dominated the kills department, dominated the damage, and early on in this game, accuracy was doing the exact same thing, making those high impact plays, but eventually, maybe at the halfway point, Linz and Vivid just completely ran away with the game, and effectively on cruise control, but their damage numbers and kills pretty much out of control. And I mean, Optic quite literally did not have a response. I mean, the entire map. They had a couple good rotations over towards P2 to get the back spawns, but Rocker effectively just handing it to him, pinning him in the back, and then just abusing him on that P2 to P3 rotation. So this is really just a clinic on Rio through and through. Minnesota, they're going to have all the highlights.
I mean, for Rocker here as well now, On the new map, okay, it will take some teams a little bit of time to try and get used to it on the highest of levels, but for Rocket now, that's the scalp of the 2 best hardpoint teams in the game, realistically, right? You absolutely take down Optic already on Rio, so, I mean, this is just a surefire way to make sure that you're never going to be playing it again over the rest of the season, to be honest with you, because now you set yourself up, you're looking really good on it. Some teams will be wanting to maybe throw that potential... I mean, it's a question mark, isn't it, for a lot of the teams still? It's still very...
It's like a, it's like a respect thing in the pick and bans, right? You get 2 wins like this, every single team from this point on is really going to have to second guess. Like, okay, we know Rocker's capable. Do we trust ourselves? We want to work on something else. But, you know, it's sort of a square-up map early on. But Optic also chowed twice in this series. Like, Rio's a square-up, but we also have a Karachi control later on where Minnesota, arguably the best team in the game on that map. So Optic are looking for the challenge. I think Rocker might be happy for it. So talk about sort of the respect factor in the pick and bans. Rocker, these have been like the little wiggle rooms of opportunity for these guys to get the series, and they keep getting wins like this. Again, the respect levels, they're just going up. Their stocks at an all-time high.
For Optic Texas, there's probably a sense of, I want to say they're relying on hard points at this moment in time for a couple of series here and there. You lose the first one, then going into a search and destroy where, I mean, Minnesota Rocket not a bad S&D team by any stretch, and we know Optic struggles have necessarily been on that mode of, if anything. And then, as you mentioned, the Karachi control for map number 3, it's a scary looking series. All of a sudden, if you're part of the green wall, terminal search and destroy is going to be coming up next, as we do change the pace very, very quickly. But that's a huge win for Rocket, a really big win for Rocket.
I mean, that fact cannot be understated too, because obviously the Karachi control mention of, like, you know, arguably Minnesota Rocker, best team in the game on it. Those guys in Toronto had the best records, and they beat Toronto last week, so they're certainly happy to see the Karachi. But then that S&D as well. Not only has S&D not exactly been the back pocket comfort sort of game mode for Optic, but even on terminal specifically, it's a 1-3 record. I know a couple of those losses are your round 10, round 11, so they've still been strong on the map, but the record does not tell that story. So it is 2 very dangerous maps for the green wall coming up, and you get to really test sort of their resolve and how much work that they've been able to put in on the break. And seeing them for the first time on a terminal in quite some time. But as far as the next 2 maps go, this is as happy as Minnesota Rocker could be.
Well, who is going to be the players from either one of these 2 teams that's going to get the job done to try and get something going? Well, it could be Pred and Dashi in terms of search and destroy. I mean, look, the KD's low, nice right chance, but something's clearly going wrong when you do look at their record overall.
Salut chaud, ça va, ça va et toi?
This is obviously part of the record is from the qualifying stages, making up for it a bit at the major. But I gotta say, the KD's out of control for both of these guys so far. The improvements that they're making, a lot of Dashi's stats are sort of just expected in the sense that, like, you know, the kills per round he's getting is sort of like average for the league. But his KD being that solid is a benchmark for the team success. Pred, though, 2.0, that's just kind of bonkers. Like, that man's just having fun out there in search and destroy. Maybe he'll be the guy to really turn things around from Optic, and someone needs to turn around for Minnesota just to collect the bomb. Awakening has it in hand. Lins, though, straight up the map. 0 time wasted, and the first blood. Might get traded out, but on a map like Terminals here on offense, you'll take the 3v3.
And to find that pressure straight through library from Lins. Really good heads-up play, and Dashi, speaking of heads-up plays, just wiped accuracies off his shoulders. All of a sudden, Awakening's going to have to start getting aggressive to maybe try and find something for Rocket. Really good start to the round. Vivid will find something to answer back. Dashi does fall.
Je sais pas exactement à cause de quoi.
Awakening and Vivid next kill will be huge. And just trying to play his life, Rocket seemingly rotating over towards A. Shotzi gonna have to lock this down.
It's a question of, like, can they actually spot his gun peeking out from the door, or how good is this timing going to be? Shotzi gets it before the bomb gets planted, and gets the timing for the guy on cockpit to not even be able to react. Heads up, high IQ play out of Shotzi, and as interesting as that round could have been, Rocker making play, Shotzi just slams the door. And yeah, that's pretty much free. Again, that is a play that comes down to timing. Shotzi absolutely nails it. Can't get any better than that.
No complaints. Good defensive hold from Optic Texas to kick things off. Got a little bit scary for me when you see Lins just run straight through library. It's just a difficult push from that stage. You lose the gunfights over towards the escalators and things get scary, but irrelevant. Optic will find those kills towards the end of the round, and they will find the round itself. Smoking the trophy down, Shotzi taking a couple of bullets, will back on down. Pressure coming in over towards their side. First blood would be massive. Vivid gonna have to back it out. Pressure is here from Optic Texas, but Vivid turns at the right time. Dashi is there to answer back. 3 versus 3. Texas trying to make some inroads over towards their side. Stun goes out. Child comes in alongside of it. Pred is there. Really good team play coming in from Optic Texas, and no answer from Rocker so far.
Yeah, and in a 2v3, you actually see Optic gonna pump the brakes and reposition. You don't want to get wall banged when you're in the airplane, so they're playing it safe. I mean, you have Shotzi, who started off in Library. He's wrapped back to Burger just to sort of clear the map. So, I mean, Optic knows nobody's flanking. One player is over by AC, and, you know, accuracy is still there. You got the intel, and Shotzi's just going to play with him and get out of dodge. But, I mean, Optic haven't bit on anything. Still worried about the play and pressure. Linz, though, strikes to even things out to a 2v2, and all this time wasted might end up punishing Optic.
25 seconds. Oh, Shotzi's on his way over. Oh, he doesn't get caught out by accuracy, but the information is there. He can find it. Accuracy with the gunny onto Dashi. Linz knows exactly where Shotzi is. Bomb picked up, 13 seconds. Is he going to watch the cross, or is he just going to give it up? Looks like he's going to give it a shot into the back door. Shotzi will just about get away and will have time to plan. Utility is there for Linz, but not enough to do anything about this bomb going down. Shotzi backing up. 1 versus 1, 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Linz doesn't have any intel on where Shotzi was able to go, other than he hasn't crossed out towards Xe. So Linz right now trying to clear as much of the map as possible. But on an intel front, you have to know Shotzi, massive advantage right now in this round.
Linz in a really, really sticky spot. Shotzi's just going to hold this down, going to go for the wide challenge. Just about maybe a little opportunity for Linz if he can get it, but Shotzi is offering
Comment ça? Je vais essayer de voir avec la rediff. C'est pas logique hein, si on m'entend quasiment pas. Bah non, moi je m'entends bien. Ah non, c'est peut-être parce que j'ai le son du stream un peu plus fort que...
That could have been tragic. And speaking of tragic, I don't know if Pred did the damage on a teammate or just to himself, but that's an immediate 4v3. That's immediate hitting the plane. David doesn't even wait for the fall from his teammates, trusted himself. He got a 4v2 bomb down. This is the unlosable, and David out here sealing the deal. You don't have time to break down previous rounds. Pred, I don't know what happened there, but that is costly.
Wow. I've seen better opening stats in D rounds, in fairness.
That's a defense too. Like if you're messing up on offense on this map, like
je t'entends bien. Ça va toi?
Ça va et toi?
That is painful.
Yeah, that's tough.
Le petit Québécois.
Le petit Québécois. Oui, ça va.
T'as appris un peu avec Call of Duty et tout?
J'ai pas vraiment plus avancé. Attends un peu, je vais baisser ton son parce que j'ai ton auto. Ok. J'ai pas plus avancé, mais oui, dans les camos, je suis rendu serpentine. Je suis en train de faire les 10 boss par an. Sûrement lancer un stream tantôt. Mais pour tout ce qui est les schémas et tout, non, j'ai pas plus avancé. Je suis toujours. On avait arrêté.
De toute façon, là pour l'instant, tu seras même pas faire tes schémas si t'as envie de les faire.
Comment ça?
T'as les serveurs de Call of Duty, ils ont full crash, tout le monde interface loin, les armes pareilles, les modes zombies, tu sais pas y accéder, il n'y a plus la ranked. C'est un véritable bordel maintenant.
Ah! Ben dans ce cas-là, je vais aller manger.
Et ici, t'as accès juste campagne, multi et partie privée, et je pense que la Warzone.
Ah ben.
Tout ce qui est ranked zombie, pour l'instant, on ne sait pas y accéder.
Quoi, c'est un bug de mise à jour pour le double XP ou?
J'en ai aucune idée.
Parce qu'on était censé avoir une fin de semaine double XP en fait.
Bah ouais, de base c'est week-end double XP, même l'event zombie, je sais pas quoi, qu'il faut collecter des os et tout ça, même ça, c'était reset à 0.
Oh non, non, non!
Si, je dois tout refaire. Et en fait, c'est même pas du mytho, tu vois, c'est véridique.
Non, non, je te crois. Ben,
j'ai...
j'ai...
pour casser un peu les pieds aux gens ou quoi que ce soit. Non, parce que ça me fait chier.
Ah ouais, moi aussi, j'étais rendu loin en plus d'un zoo.
Ben, moi, j'étais au dernier, donc avec les imitateurs.
Je venais de finir les chiens. J'avais fait les... Ouais, je pense que j'arrivais dans... Oui, je pense que j'arrivais là aussi.
Moi, j'étais en train de faire les imitateurs hier avec Eddie Discord.
Ah, c'est bien ça, c'est bien ça. Je suis d'accord avec toi, j'ai déjà eu des adressettes, moi, avec, qui m'ont fait très mal au cœur.
Call of Duty n'a zéro bug. Zéro glitcher, zéro hacker.
C'est un jeu qui...
Un anti-cheat qui fonctionne à 100%, let's go.
Mais face à part, l'anti-cheat de Valorant est extrêmement puissant.
Ah, possible.
Oh oui, il faut que tu démarres l'ordinateur avec lui. Si tu arrêtes l'anti-cheat, tu peux plus lancer le jeu, il faut que tu redémarres l'ordinateur.
Ah ouais?
Ah ouais, ben...
Ils ont pas envie de prendre exemple, non?
Ben écoute, j'écoute beaucoup de Valorant parce que je joue pas, parce que j'ai pas personne pour jouer puis ça me tente pas de me faire insulter. Parce que moi, le R&D, j'adore ça. Mais je vois quasiment jamais de hackers ou sinon ils se font bannir genre dans le game ou quoi de même. Mais l'antivirus, là, c'est violent, là. Oui, je suis d'accord avec toi parce que ça a l'air que les hackers sont tous revenus là, depuis un certain temps.
Ben, ce qui paraît aussi, pendant un petit temps, Call of Duty avait retiré, enfin désactivé
Vanguard.
Ils les avaient désactivés.
Ah oui.
Du coup, bah, t'as une grosse vague de personnes comme ça qui sont arrivées.
Ah, mais c'est...
Très intelligent, Call of Duty.
Non, surtout en plus en parler.
C'est ça. Parce que ça m'a pas été caché, non, ils l'ont carrément tweeté, tu vois, bien en grand, tu vois, bien visible.
Ben voyons donc. Hey, je te dis, le gars qui est en communication là-bas, il faut qu'il fasse de quoi avec.
C'est incroyable. Ah bon.
Bah, c'est Call of Duty.
On fait ce qu'on peut, pas ce qu'on veut.
Ouais, ça, je suis d'accord. Ah, mais là, s'il faut tout recommencer. Ah!
Ah ouais. Oh, hier, au soir de mon côté, t'aurais été sur le stream, t'aurais rigolé.
Ah ouais?
Ouais, j'étais en ranked avec des personnes de Discord.
Ok.
On se faisait une petite game ranked, hein, peinard, hein.
Ok.
Sur Call of Duty, tu vois, les potes, tu vois, des joueurs en multi. Et je fais, j'en tue un, tu sais, j'entends la personne à ma droite, mais derrière moi, donc de fait, je fais une terme, tu vois. Et je le pré-shoot, je le bute, le mec il fait, ouais, il porte cheating, show warrior, et tout. Je fais,
ah ouais!
Je fais, ah yes, reportez-lui, let's go, reportez-lui comme ça. Je me foutais de sa gueule et tout.
Mais voyons donc. Ça, c'est vraiment du monde. Ça m'arrivait dans Fortnite quand j'avais un certain niveau. Loin d'être bon joueur, mais on sentait que le matchmaking faisait que j'avais l'air bon. Puis ça arrivait des fois, là, j'avais le spec jusqu'à la fin de la game parce qu'il était sûr que je cheatais ou de quoi de même parce que j'avais mis une balle de snipe. Mais, tu sais, on en tire 25, il y en a une qui connecte. On est tous contents, puis le gars, il pense qu'on triche. Non, gars, j'en ai tiré 24 avant d'avoir une belle.
C'est ça, hein. C'est grave, hein. Le mec, il a peut-être pas assumé, c'est qu'on a foutu une dérouillée.
Ah non, c'est ça.
En plus, c'était en R&D, tu vois, on lui a foutu, c'est un 6-4.
Oh, quand même, hein?
Donc, tu vois, j'aurais cheaté, comme il disait, je pense qu'on lui faisait un 6-0, ou peut-être un 6-1 ou 6-2. On aurait pas fait un 6-4.
Mais non, c'est ça, c'est tu cheat, là.
Ouais, voilà, pour cheater à moitié, autant cheater complet, donc j'aurais activé voilà, qui a une botte.
Mais non, c'est ça. Ben, malgré qu'en R&D, juste le Wallach, déjà là, t'as la game.
Ouais, mais même pour cheater juste à Wallach, autant tout activer directement.
Oh, ouais, je suis d'accord avec toi, J'ai jamais cheaté en online. Ben, j'ai jamais cheaté sur un jeu. Moi, j'étais un maniaque de mod.
J'ai déjà testé, tu vois, c'était sur BO2, c'était sur ma fan BO2.
Ok.
Vraiment que BO3 sort. Et t'as un de mes potes, j'étais chez lui, lui, il cheatait, tu vois, mais que en partie privée.
Ok.
Lui, le multi, lui, il s'en foutait, il n'avait pas du tout de multi, les zombies, c'était pareil. Et il cheatait juste comme ça, tu vois. Et alors que j'ai testé tout ça avec son compte, et je fais putain, je me fais chier, mais complet.
Ouais, mais c'est ce que je me dis. Il doit pas avoir de challenge,
Non, franchement, t'as aucun challenge. Parce que moi, je l'ai testé, mais pas en partie privée, tu vois, je l'ai testé directement en multiman.
Ouais.
Je me faisais royalement chier.
Ah, ouais, ça devait pas. Il y a pas l'adrénaline, je sais pas.
Ouais, c'est ça.
C'est ça. Moi, je joue pour avoir du fun, pas pour rouler sur tout le monde. Tu sais, je veux. Comment je vous dis? J'ai déjà joué avec. Ouais, en plein ça. Mais j'ai déjà créé un nouveau compte sur Fortnite en Battle Royale pour jouer avec mon cousin parce que mon MMA était trop haut. Puis les premières games, c'est exactement ce que tu dis. Sans cheater, là, mais t'as aucun challenge. Ah oui, oui, en plein ça, ça ennuyait. Tandis qu'hier, j'ai lancé. Oui, vas-y.
Je trouve que c'est les gens qui cheatent, tu vois, et qui se font passer pour des bons joueurs.
Ça, c'est le summum de l'hypocrisie, ça.
Ça, c'est le best.
Ah ouais. Ah oui, je vous 1v4 quand vous voulez. Ouais. Je te crois. Mais je regardais show H1 un moment donné avec son bouclier, puis il montrait l'exemple d'un cheater versus un bon joueur. Il dit, regardez, les balles arrivent toutes sur ma vite. Ça, c'est un cheater, tu sais, c'est comme tout est sur la tête. Là. Tandis qu'un bon joueur, il tire 2-3 balles, il voit qu'un bouclier, il va changer sa stratégie, puis.
Oui, c'est ça.
Tu sais. Mais non. Excuse-moi. Mais autant que je suis un maniaque de mode, vraiment, Far Cry, je les ai modés. Je te dis, je sautais, je traversais la map.
Ah oui.
Oui, Far Cry, c'est de valeur que les lives soient plus disponibles, là, mais c'était incroyable. Là. Avec Wiimote, j'avais modifié le jeu. Mais en online, je sais pas. Je me suis tellement fait suer par des cheaters que je me dis, si, non, moi, non. J'aime mieux. Écoute, il y a tellement de jeux. En plus, s'il y en a un que t'es plus capable d'arriver à un certain niveau, change de jeu.
Ouais. Ici,
En tout cas,
avec Chetan, qui est sur Discord aussi, un joueur qui comme moi qui aime bien jouer en compétitif, donc en ranked, on recherche un cas de joueur, donc si tu veux venir avec nous,
oui, ça me ferait plaisir.
Quand la ranked est présente et que nous on trouve assez tard pour des camarades.
Non, oui, ça me fait plaisir. Si je vous vois connecté, je vous lancerai un message, ça va me faire plaisir.
Ici, dès que la ranked elle est redisponible, parce qu'on ne sait pas si elle va être redisponible aujourd'hui, demain ou à la prochaine mise à jour, je ne sais pas.
Non, ouais.
On va se remettre vraiment à fond, en fait, surtout moi, à fond dans le mode ranked.
Ah ben oui. Mais je te dis, je serai pas une grande atout, hein.
Ouais,
je vais être un bon soldat, mais pas un bon lead.
De toute façon, tu comptes que avec moi et Chetan, tu vois, si je vois que Chetan va jouer objectif, je vais plus être là en tant que soutien, donc moi je vais être le tueur, tu vois.
Ok. Mais je connais les maps, je connais pas les maps, là, je suis un menteur, mais je veux dire, je connais les modes de jeu, j'ai joué à Cold War, j'ai lavé le jeu avec mon frère, là, on faisait, pas du ranked, mais on faisait beaucoup de multi et tout. Fait que, inquiète-toi pas, là, les points qui tournent, la domination, tout, je connais ça, il n'y a aucun problème.
Si il n'y a pas de trottoir et que Chetan est encore là, on pourrait lui dire que ça passe un petit DVD, tu vois, comme ça tu vois un peu les maps de la ranked, parce que c'est pas toutes les maps multijoueurs forcément. Les objectifs, les modes qu'on joue en ranked, comme ça tu vois un peu les points de Pokémon, des points strat, des contrôles, des trucs comme ça.
Ah oui, ça serait. Oui, je suis partant. Oui. Ben, regarde, je vais aller manger tout de suite. Fait que comme ça, si jamais le ranked revient, au moins je vais pouvoir vous donner la soirée au complet.
Ouais, bah, de toute façon, ici, tout à l'heure, j'ai fait avec Chetan et 2 autres personnes. On a fait un 4v2 face à 2 personnes qui sont très très bien placées dans le ranked. Même en 4v2, on a eu du mal à les battre. On a fait 2 games en R&D, 2 games que c'est eux qui gagnent complètement la game, mais on a gagné 1 ou 2 manches. Alors qu'ils sont en 4v2.
Ah, ok, c'est vraiment.
Ouais. C'est vraiment 2 gros joueurs ranked. Je pense qu'ils sont iridescents ou alors juste un rang en dessous d'iridescents, un truc comme ça. Ils sont vraiment pas loin.
Ok, Mais ça m'est arrivé une fois, ça, de tomber sur un bon joueur sur Warzone. J'avais accepté, puis. Ah, j'avais vu la différence, c'était le Grand Canyon. Hein.
Moi j'adore jouer comme des personnes qui vont vraiment bien jouer comme ça. Moi je kiffe. Ça, je rage un peu, c'est ce qui est un peu normal, comme toujours Call of Duty.
Oui, mais on apprend, je trouve.
Ouais, c'est ça. Moi ça me fait évoluer.
Oui, moi, face, mettons, à un bon joueur, comme tu dis, un top 250, tu vas apprendre beaucoup plus vite qu'en faisant des lobbies qu'en ranked avec ton niveau. Je sais pas ce qu'on fait.
Ben ouais, c'est ça.
Parce que ton niveau, ok, c'est bien, mais à un moment donné, je sais pas, moi, j'ai que Fortnite pour présentement pour comparer. Mais tu sais, à un moment donné, tu atteins un niveau, puis ça te prend comme des nouvelles connaissances pour continuer à monter. Fait que quand tu joues avec un 250, ben là, écoute, lui, il peut te donner toute la petite affaire qui te manque, dans le fond.
Ouais, c'est ça. Toutes les strats, les pauses, les lignes à prendre.
Oh oui, c'est en plein ça.
Le plus important, c'est les lignes et les rotations.
Ouais, en plein ça, je suis en train de regarder le live en même temps.
Sur MWD, par exemple, moi j'étais classé iridescent, donc juste en dessous du top 250, j'étais iridescent 3. Et,
oh!
Bravo, bravo! J'ai fait un compte Smurf qui s'appelle Noobie's Back, tu vois.
Ok, ouais.
Donc
c'est bon, c'est bon. Ben ouais.
Le nouvel de retour, tu vois.
J'ai été me pratiquer, je reviens.
Donc j'ai lâché quoi, peut-être 2 semaines la ranked, donc du coup après je suis revenu avec le compte Smurf pour mes potes. Parce que j'avais essayé avec moi dans mes lobbies, mais en mode iridescent, ils arrivaient à rien, tu vois.
Non, je comprends.
Et donc du coup je m'étais fait un compte Smurf, Noobie's Back. D'ailleurs si tu le tapes encore sur Call of Duty, je pense qu'il y a moyen que tu retrouves le compte et tout. C'est bien. Et j'ai joué avec eux, tout ça, même avec eux, je les laissais partir en avant, tu vois. Et moi je jouais que sniper, hein. Il me fallait rien d'autre en main que de snipe. Et je leur faisais des full win en étant solo kill.
Ah ouais.
Tu sais, en R&D, j'étais tout seul avec mon sniper, mon couteau. Et je jouais que avec ça, et les derniers kills en général c'était des trickshots que je faisais et tout ça.
Ah ouais, ok.
Voilà, je me mettais en plein milieu de la map, j'étais tout seul dans mon équipe, ils étaient encore en G4 ou en G3. J'étais au milieu de la map et je bougeais pas, je les attendais.
C'est bien.
Ah ouais,
ben écoute, j'accepte ton invitation, je vais aller manger. Puis je vais revenir au courant de la soirée. Ou de toute façon, je vais sûrement lancer un live. Fait que...
Ouais, ben y'a pas de soucis. Hein.
Puis je vais aller manger.
Quand tu stream, que tu vas te mettre sur Discord, tu te mets juste dans le salon stream, tu vois. Comme ça, s'il y a quelqu'un qui vient, il sait que t'es en live.
Parfait. Ben je te dis à plus tard, chaud. Puis,
ouais, ça va, pas de soucis. Hein. Bon appétit.
Ben merci bien. À tantôt.
Ouais, tout à l'heure. Let's go, baby.
Minnesota Rocket 2 to the good. And Optic Texas, well, look like a team who are 2-0 down. To be honest with you, Chance, they're not feeling too hot about this so far. But there's been a big catalyst for the Minnesota Rocket that is getting the job done for them. Potential Rookie of the Year in Linz, who has been lights out so far for Rocket here, Chance. He He's a talent. It's these Europeans, mate. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
No, okay, hold on. You're taking a little bit too much credit. It's not a European thing right now. It's a French thing. French thing that we're going to be dealing with. But I don't know. Linz, as you pointed out, he has been out of control. He's arguably been the most consistent player for the team. Certainly across the entire year, he has been. This series, he's been fantastic. But like, it seemed to be for Linz of like every sort of different spot we get to see him in, of like the moments where he needs to pop off and make a big play in the respawn. He delivers. When he's in the clutch spots now in the search and destroy against like past rookie of the years and MVP players, he delivers. Like, this man has been absurd. So, I mean, Linz might be getting thrown in the gauntlet round, but he has been a spectacle of a player, and he is also a player that loves him some Karachi control. Again,
et puis on fera ça en stream et tout, donc peinard, comme ça on va avoir un petit 4ème, au pire on fera des petits DV2, comme ça on se chauffe un peu, tranquille. Peinard. Oh, Shopsy, c'est déjà été sorti? Oh putain, j'ai même pas vu. Ah ouais, mais... Ah, c'est bien capté, ok.
It's a good start here for Optic Texas, though. If they can find all 4 kills, then all of a sudden you could be in danger if you're Rocker. They are able to lock it down. Great awareness from Awakening. 2 ticks over towards A already. That should be in the back pocket pretty much immediately. Rocker opening up the floodgates towards the B side. If not for Dashi, 2 big kills coming on through, but immediately the pressure from Rocker, unrelenting.
Oh, Dashi on point right there, too. I think I've had rounds before where on defense where they like sort of open up the B pressure and it sort of punishes them long term. And even now, that might vaguely be the case. Vivid has the idea of working this like B zone, but you have to imagine Optic, if they can storm out and get the kills, they're going to be in good spot or not. Maybe they fall to the same thing again. Dashi bought him like 3 contact kills before they made the cross out towards B, and maybe all for nothing. Trophies down inside the point, Awakening on a 3 spree inside the hill, and this might be the more difficult zone gone. How fast it can happen. Optic, I thought, made adjustments, but no, it is the same thorn in their side. Massive advantage on the round because it is done. That's how Karachi looks when it's one of the best teams in the game on it. Rocker, this is what they do.
Just so fluid. As soon as they start getting the spawns over towards like the HUD side of the map, all of a sudden they're just running straight through, all the way through office. You get across, and Dashi does a really good job, as we pointed out. And ever since then, though, it just never felt like Optic Texas gained control of that side of the map whatsoever. Yeah. And Rocker just walked through it.
I mean, like, they've been exposed before, in a sense, for Optic, of, like, they are not, like, super heavy on the pressure on the B side off the jump. Like, they'll sort of play those 50-50 gunfights after. That's why, again, pointing out that Dashi, like, was able to pick up 3 along the way. But Optic sort of wait to actually put the pressure on Junk to force out the deep spawns. It's cost them in the past, and obviously cost them in that round. So, playing a bit of a dangerous game, and now off the opening break, you're expecting maybe some freebies for Vivid. Pred, though, from the bridge side, has them covered. Dashing from the top rope, extra kills as well, but still pinned back in your spawn. Optic still having to work their way out. And you can already see guys like Linz, like even on the opening fights, working his way through Junk, the players from Minnesota, Rocker, even number 5 on the minimap, immediately wraps back over towards B. It's playing it safe more so, but you've obviously seen the reasons why.
Playing it safe is working out, though. Minnesota Rocker 1 to the good here in the control. Optic Texas need to find a way back into this series. Let's have a listen in with the comms with Optic Texas.
Upper pitch. How far? Our uses? Wait. Lamar's going. Lamar's going straight. I'm one. Down there now. We either take. Lamar's going straight. On there. Lens. Yeah, Lamar's back right. Lamar's going straight somewhere. Hey, when's our uses? Awakening. I spawned out. Don't top there. Players got uses, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to play. Reach some point. Mid. Our mid 80. He's at Coop or some shit. Mid 80, bro. Mid 80, wait. Close. Come on, HP. What's our uses still? Go straight on me. Nice, it's 2. Go straight. Crazy line. The corner, I got him. I left that uses. Jab the pin. Cap this shit. You guys cap that. Yeah, hold on. How about uses pitch? I'll look left across the point, bro. We're good. How about uses pitch? How far? They're gonna refill useless. Native from the mid. Top 5. Yeah, no one reads. You went to top 5. One's useless. One's useless, guys. We're gonna wait. One's what the fuck? He's deep by truck. Late. Yeah, one's out. One's deep. I'm covering useless. 200 useless. Oh, you go take it. Let me close right high. Close right high on that. Close right? Yeah. Close right. Good call. Close right. One awakening. He's run. He's one shot. I'm in ticket. Honestly, ticket. He's laying behind the head. He's laying behind the wall.
Optic Texas calling out this 2-0 useless. It's been pretty useful for Minnesota Rocker, though. They're locking down that side of the map time and time again. Optic Texas just can't get rid of them. Now all of a sudden you may well get trapped in your spawn just a little bit. You gotta fight your way out. 4 lives down. You may well have A, but you don't have a lot of time to get even anywhere near B at this stage.
Oh, and Awakening is just jump on it now, too. Yeah, no, we picked the perfect time to come out of that listening tongue, because it would have been devastating here as they go 4 down.
Let's go.
They've worked their way out of, like, junk at the very least. They've sort of cleaned house, and they're more or less grouped together with Shotzi working the flank. So now you actually have the time. Let Shotzi work this flank, get the entry kill. There it comes through. Now you make the hit.
Here we go. Can they find the kills?
Désolé, chat, t'as
Shotzi
maintenant
will
je
be on his
mange.
way over. Dashi does a good job.
Grignote un
Just
peu.
playing the exact same role. And here comes the cleanup crew. 1 and 2 for Linz. The third will be wonderful. Can't quite find it. Shotzi does so well. But he has other players here from the side of Minnesota Rocket to deal with. Just staying alive for Shotzi here would be a bonus. Reinforcements on their way, but they're going to be butted up by Vivid already, who will get taken down. Finds nothing. Rocker are here in numbers, but they're starting to fall. Their accuracy in Awakening. Can find 2. But get shut down. Eventually Optic Texas 8v7 in terms of life. 15 seconds to go. Push here from Rocket. It's not an easy one. The utility needs to be good and it needs to be pretty much perfect. Lynn's trying to find a push. It's been a good defensive hold for the majority of the game, but can they find a way through? The tick's starting to come through. Awakening with 1. It's only Kenny inside the point with a teammate alongside of him. Optic Texas just about get the round.
That is unreal, and they fought out of hell to make that happen, by the way. That is like a clean 4 down where Minnesota Rocker get like the pure, like, sort of trap them into their spawn, get that spawn trap flowing. So they were in the blender and managed to get out. And again, it is just the perfect execution on the play. Shotzi's getting that kill long alley. Linz might have doubled down and made a good play with the 2Ps as well, but Shotzi, that last man standing, continued to play his life and buy that extra bit of time. So Shotzi the MVP in that round, but all of Optic, just the resolve that they showed, that is impressive stuff. So all tied up 1-1, back to the square up, and now you got guys like Shotzi pushing out towards Shot, playing it safe. Don't want that pressure to open up.
Yeah, don't let it happen this time. For all that Minnesota Rocker will have lost that round, they know their previous attack was very, very comfortable. It's just one good break coming through. Shotzi plays it really well over towards the back of Dyna. And now Pred can get himself in a position where he can cause absolute havoc. Knows exactly where Awakening is coming from. 2 big kills coming in from Pred. Now he can try and start to farm. There's another one. Minnesota Rocket do make progress over towards their side, but Pred is going to be a constant thorn. This is much better from Optic Texas, though, controlling the map as a whole. Shotzi frying with the rival 9. And all of a sudden, Rocket, well, yeah, they will find a little bit of respite, but there's a bit of damage already done here from Optic Texas.
Oh, that's interesting timing too, though. Awakening actually makes it above Shotzi, so Awakening is a bit of a ghost on the map, and there, because he's a ghost, he gets that free first kill. Shotzi on the flank, might have the timing perfect. Wins the first gunfight, wins the second gunfight, stops the zone from getting captured in a highlight reel play. Might not be able to get the ace, but he has just bought so much pressure on the map for the team. I know the A zone does get captured, but in the meantime, Kenny is already pushed out towards Junk in prime position. Every Rocker death, you spawn up into a blender. Accuracy maybe getting sent that direction. A few next players are going to be in line.
A little bit of red control wouldn't be the worst thing here for Optic Texas, though. Might have Kenny over towards the junk side, but Shotzi.
Elle a pas eu l'information qu'il y en avait un à sa droite.
Linz will find a kill on the Dashi, and all of a sudden this play potentially opens up. Big snap coming in from Pred. Shotzi follows up with another.
Très bon réflexe de Pred.
So Optic Texas will steady the ship for just a moment. Rocker gonna try and slow this one down, find some picks, and then make their move. If anyone I expected to be on the flank, accuracy is maybe not top of my list, but here he is nonetheless. Kenny should be dead right here in just a second. This might open things up. Accuracy needs a little bit of help, but he will get himself inside the point.
Well, there's number 2. Shotzi going to be the next player. Underneath, he tags up. They at least know where he is. But accuracy is still not a ton of help. He is getting surrounded. If he can take one with him, that's great. And he's done his job. Vivid covers him as well. A 4v2 now around the zone, and every single gunfight goes the way of Minnesota Rocker. And by the looks of it, that's going to be the round.
Oh, just flowing like water through the map there. Optic Texas don't know which way to look, and there's another attacking round.
Jouer à Minnesota pour avoir remporté cette manche.
They'll find one kill, and then all of a sudden, it's like the
Ouais,
floodgates
c'est à deux à ce
all of a
même
sudden
endroit.
really good play from Rocket. Optic just cannot get control of that side of the map.
Je suis pas sûr qu'ils auraient réussi à faire quoi que ce soit.
So much of that. It's a bunch of one-on-one gunfights, but especially that first one, accuracy wins. That's now an extra player from Optic that has to turn the attention to accuracy to try to trade him out. That's now looking the wrong direction, so it's a free kill for Vivid. And then again, it's just a series of one-on-one gunfights, but that is impressive for Rocker to be able to deliver. That's also also 3 offensive rounds in a row. Optic, the pressure cooker, turn on high. Need this map win, need 2 rounds in a row, and on offense, it is not going to be an easy feat again. Rocker, this is what they do.
Awakening now over towards the red side. He's been phenomenal for Rocker so far in this map. 2-0 up in this series. 1 round away from potentially closing this out. Got to be feeling good in the Rocker camp. Let's go for a listening.
I'm gonna go hold the left here. We can I'm out with you. Give me more trick. Use the same left. I'm just walking out. I can call you. Go in the left. Shots, you wanna make shots? Third ped, the one on point. I want this one. I'm 1 point. The one, when you try to get me. I'm gone. Nothing top red. Do your card. Shots, you know. Like that. I don't want your card. He went ATM. Okay, when ATM's in a pinch then. Your card, Dashy. You want ATM? I need help. Yeah, I'm coming. You're mid right now. Yeah. You go to the left side. I'll control right here. Dashy was there. He's fucking running mid.
Ça, c'est un move que je comprends pas.
Nice. Archer, you hold that. I'll hold that.
Ah, non, c'est bon, je comprends. Comme ça, quand ils sont sortis, comme l'autre, ils vont tenter...
Kenny, I go over. We don't go for it. I'll go. Both got me. Shots in. I'll go. Both jump that bus. Boss on you. Just say left. Windows and back alley. Low windows and back alley. 3. Last guy, Kenny. I kill him first.
Magnifique.
Glimmer of hope for Optic Texas. They do get some control over towards their side. 3 ticks in. And they had a little bit of control over towards B. Lost the gunfights. Now find yourself maybe in the position you don't want to be in. A couple of gunfights go their way. This can spin on its head. Shotzi, Dashy, find those couple of gunfights. Vivid's the only one who can answer. We'll try and slow down this push, but this will be some control over towards the diner for Optic Texas.
La petite ligne de pute de
right now, the cutoff man. He's done a little bit of damage, but doesn't actually find a kill. Kenny gonna gun him, and well, Dashy's there for the follow-up. This has been just an offensive battle between these 2 teams. Optics still need to execute towards the end, but if you're trying to cross over that dumpster, not gonna have a fun time. Lynn's there for the trade. He gets traded out himself. Last man standing is on accuracy, trying to be the hero, but Optic, the floodgates are here, and only 1 more tick needs to go through.
Second
one. Shotzi qui fait la moins 2, Shotzi qui fait la moins 3.
Round number 5 we go.
Bien joué à Optic Texas.
It hasn't looked likely until they do it. Like,
ça fait 2-1 si je dis pas de bêtises.
Awful situations, but then all of a sudden there's 3 dead and you can just run on through. So maybe you can give Rocker a little bit of credit for helping out in terms of these gunfights not going their way, but Optic Texas doing a really good job fighting out from this spawn and from their diner control. Be locked in. Round 5 we go.
And fighting is the key word, because they've ended up in spots where, as you pointed out, completely stuck in their spawn. Like, just not good spots that they are in on these offensive rounds. But that time, I mean, that was almost light work. That was like 2 pushes to actually get the break on the reins, get those close side spawns, and then the floodgates were fully open. Optic just never looked back. And maybe an interesting spot too, like typically you want defense for the final round, but it's been nothing but offense here on Karachi, so maybe Optic happy to grab it for the final round. Opening break still always going to be key though. Trades coming through towards the middle of the map, and shots by the way, doesn't get that cruise missile. Could have been an impact, but Rocker happy for it. Rocker again, by the way, a stranglehold on the map. Lynn's is in spawn killing position again. He might get dealt with, but Optic are constantly feeling the pressure immediately off spawn.
Just going to try and find Pred not able to hit the shots or the jump, if anything. Accuracy will deal with him. Atik is slowed coming in here, though, for the side of Optic Texas. Accuracy once again. Punching just to slow things down. I think the inevitable of it going over towards Optic Texas will come on through. They found a couple of kills in a good moment as well, so a little bit of control over towards red. Pred knows there will be players over towards the side, actually just dropping all the way back to deal with them, help his teammates get out the spawn, but you gotta hit your shots here, can find 1. Vivid dead is find the second as well though, and all of a sudden you're forced back into your spawn. Vivid is here to cause that issue. Rocker once again putting Optic Texas on the back foot.
And you gotta notice Vivid doesn't have a trophy either, so he's having to play from a pretty distant position. Or maybe the trophy's over on the right side, but that's why he's playing it a little bit safer. So Optic trying to flood through the middle of the map, trying to flood through junk, but they're getting stopped towards mid. You might have Pred that found a timing to go on the flank, but he's just going to be the player looking for the opening. Right now, his team just completely stuck in their spot.
Can Pred find something? Actually, one of the spawn, Pred gets dealt with. But because of Pred being there, feels like Minnesota Rocker have had to drop off just a little bit, but Linz with a stun. We'll just slow Optic Texas down from this push that's inevitably coming through, and he's just dancing around the rest of the team, finding the gunfights. It's a good job from Kenny that he can find not one but two. So that pressure easing again, but the lives are starting to falter here for Optic Texas. 12 remaining, 11 remaining now. Minnesota Rocker in control. 1 minute to go. But these previous attacking rounds that Optic Texas have won, it takes one good break.
Yeah, but still, though, as you pointed out in the life count and the time left on the clock, Optic, you see how much they're slowing the pace down.
Ils n'arrivent pas du tout à avancer.
But they're still, they can't find the area kills. Rocker constantly putting on the pressure. Is accuracy again going on the flank to find a big two-piece, and he seals the deal with number 3 as well. Accuracy living up to the name. Man is shooting for the moment. Shotzi, maybe the only player right now on the map from Optic that can make the play. He's behind enemy lines. He has snuck through. No one has turned for it just yet. The problem is, no support on the map. Optic again are just stuck in their spawn.
Heads are going to be on a swivel though from Rocker. This is what broke it open last time. A couple of kills now starting to fall their way, and you've already got somebody advanced up. But Shotzi doesn't see the player who's left hand side. Should clean this one up onto accuracy and does so, but he has less reinforcements than he would have. Awakening can find 1, only 4 lives remaining now for Optic Texas. Make it 3, and this might be getting pretty and dashy. You can find a couple of kills, but 12 seconds to go. You've got to be perfect here from Optic Texas.
3 vies à 11 vies. Ça va être chaud, hein.
Into the point we go. There's still potential here from Optic.
I think I might hear a cruise missile in the sky. I think Awakening might have gone on this spree right now, but no control and no dice. 3 players on the point.
3 vies à 10 vies, c'est tendu. Vont-ils le faire? Oh, et c'est des monstres. C'est des fucking monstres. C'est des fucking monstres.
Because they simply did not need them. Heroics again on the offensive round.
Optic Texas,
that is a
the
ridiculous
best.
thing. And if you're talking about a potential momentum shift, that game is the way to do it. But this is every single kill going their way. They wipe out Vivid, get the trophies on the point. I think it's a nade that ends up coming from Dashi that ends up getting this kill to push this player further back. And I'm in for Awakening. We didn't catch the entire storm for his POV, but doesn't connect at all. And then everybody else there just flooding into death. That is an absurd clutch.
Et là, elle était tout seul, je pense. J'ai pas fait attention sur la fin s'il était tout seul ou pas. Ouais, il était tout seul. Il était bien tout seul à la fin. Des monstres. Du coup, il gagne 7 manches. Ça fait 3 manches à 2. Victoire de la carte contrôle sur Karachi pour Optic Texas. Ici, ça aurait été Los Angeles Guerrilla qui aurait remporté le contrôle. C'était bâclé, c'était fini pour Texas. Mais Texas te laisse pas faire. Et nous partons du coup sur la 4e map qui est CP. Une map que je tombe rarement dessus en ranked. Pourtant c'est une très bonne map. Hein. Franchement j'aimerais qu'il faut en ranked. C'est l'une des maps que je suis le meilleur, j'ai envie de dire. En quelque sorte.
And they're going to be feeling a lot better, especially with sub-base output coming up in a second.
Absolutely. I mean, certainly. I mean, Rio's sort of an unknown quantity for a lot of these teams. Obviously, the expectation is for Optic to be strong. Second best hard point team in the game right now, but sub-base, I would say, is definitely more of a comfort pick for them. That being said, Rocker obviously putting on the pressure, but like that pressure might get alleviated. Like even on the player cams from Minnesota Rocker, that was like a massive buff to them at the end. Linz like launched himself back in the chair. So you go in a situation where you're up like 12-3 on life count. Is basically the round is done and dusted. You're feeling like you got it. This is a 3-0 against one of the top teams in the game. It's like electric, the feelings in your nerves that you can feel in those moments. That get broken down, you just go on an emotional roller coaster that Rocker now have to bounce back from. So it's a spicy one indeed. But as we're looking at the highlights, obviously back and forth game, everybody having these sort of moments, either Optic collectively as a team for the final breaks over towards B, or maybe a bit of an awakening sort of montage for the kills he was collecting. But obviously, as we saw, it just comes down to these final moments. Here was the round in round number 4 where Optic just break through the floodgates and get that capture towards the end. But even for the one that happened over in this direction, just again, ridiculous stuff. High IQ, high octane plays coming out. Not easy to orchestrate, but Optic do impress.
It's very stressful for their fans, I would imagine. I mean, it's going down to the final moments. But would you have it any other way, I suppose? It's a sweeter way to find victory. But I think, you know...
Ah, là, il n'était pas tout seul. Il y avait un petit coéquipier à droite. On a vu le nom.
Those moments for where Rocket towards the end, you can see their faces. They're, as you mentioned, they're already sitting there just kind of chilling, calling out, and probably...
Franchement, ce soir, je les comprends en Minnesota d'avoir été dégoûté. Parce que de 3 vies en 11 vies, Optic Texas qui remporte. Ils ont très bien joué. Hein. Putain. Il n'y a rien à dire. Hein. Même moi, je suis limite choqué. Bon, moi, ça propose du bon jeu. Putain, c'est propre.
You already know what the comms are going to be like for a team after a win like that of like, oh no, these guys broke down like that, they're terrible, we're going to get the bounce back like we got them now. So if confidence was ever an issue for the team,
c'est vraiment une map que j'adore.
That's the type of performance you need to get.
Je sais pas pourquoi, mais je la kiffe.
Keep the foot on the gas though. I mean, again, even from an opening break front, this is an opportunity to either keep applying that pressure or for Rocker to sort of bounce back, get rid of the nerves, and get right back in the swing of things. Lynn's right back where he left off this entire series. He's been on point, strikes for the first 2. That's exactly what Rocker needed.
Yeah, 100%. You get a bit of momentum just heading back your way. Some points alongside of it will be nice, but Optic Texas will gain a little bit of control over towards P1. Actually now just patrolling, but yeah, for Optic it's got to be feeling good, right? But the same has to be said from them. A nice start here as well. It just probably feels like the game will run away for you. A little bit of control here from Rocket though. At the same time, Optic Texas will be more than happy to keep hold of the spawns right now. Rocket trying to put some pressure on them.
Ce serait magnifique que Texas remporte la map.
Yeah, how about that opening break for Millions, right? Just gets the
Comme ça, il joue sur la dernière map.
He jumps into P2, gets an extra kill.
Ah bah non, ça fera des 2.
C'est
ça map ou 6 maps?
He's on a 4 spree, so you do have Lynn's potentially thinking about that cruise missile as well. Now getting mixed with his teammates, a couple trades coming through towards the middle of the map, and Lynn's still on the hunt. That's number 5, but finally the cleanup kill is there. Optic don't have the spawns for new, but currently they do have the time. It's like after C gonna take him right out.
Ce point-là, je trouve que c'est un point assez dur à gérer quand même.
Rather, Rocker continuing to run up that score.
Lynn's maybe has found a gap here, not quite. Hanging Pred, finding the kills. Accuracy is able to answer back. Vivid is there alongside of him. Accuracy will find a second. It's been so impressive in this game. Accuracy, but not able to lock this down. Or is he 3 kills for him now? Can't find the force. Optic Texas with 23 seconds remaining will at least tie things up here on this hard point if they continue to lock this down. But good shots from Lynn's again. Every time we're in the POV, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, the man has incredible.
Oh, joli.
Yeah, absolutely. Starts on point and gotta give
le coup de la double grenade,
well.
franchement propre.
This dude slide around the map. He
Et Optic qui reprend l'avance, qui reprend le point, le restant.
With Lynn's picking up the big kills at the old time, obviously Rocker. This is an absurd setup right now they have over towards new. Chauncey Distant putting the pressure on the right side of the map, but right now Optic have not even made it to top snow. They might be getting some of the kills, but now you have to be worried about getting shot in the back. Shotzi gets red, however, that spawn
celui-là aussi, c'est un point qui n'est pas forcément évident à bien garder sur le contrôle.
Or just the game in that moment, but that's a big moment for Optic to start collect some time.
Yeah, it might just come down to Shotzi being in that position.
Là, ce que d'Achille, c'est un bon spot, parce que du coup, tu peux vraiment bien couvrir tes coéquipiers, donner l'information, tes coéquipiers ont le temps de réagir. Mais avec le top, c'est pas évident.
Coming in from Minnesota Rocket, just trying to find an angle if you can. Accuracy not going to be quite dealt with, but Kenny is. 15 seconds to go here. Optic Texas will get the majority of the time and a lead alongside of it if they can keep a hold of that scrap time, which is looking like it is going to be theirs. But Rocket, what can they do now? Shotzi was the root man here for
Shotzi qui part pour la rotation.
The previous hill.
Optic Texas qui a repris l'avantage pour le moment de 10 points.
Players dropping from Optic already though. Can make this job very, very difficult.
Il est déjà attendu. Ouais, on l'avait entendu.
Oh, that is so tragic. I I mean, dude, if you're Shotzi going that deep in the water, you gotta be worried about like the pressure change when he re-submerged. So like free diving, not an easy thing to do, and Awakening shooting in the face as he came up the ladder makes it that much more difficult and dangerous. In the meantime, though, accuracy is on a 5 spree. He does get traded out, so again, no cruise missile, but outside of the no cruise, this has been an incredibly comfortable time for Minnesota. I mean, it is looking to be a potential near full 60. Even Vivid, the opportunity to get that cruise missile was there, and I mean, he's still on the 5, so this has been a beautiful hill for Minnesota Rocker. You gotta be worried about Vivid, you gotta be worried about
Texas a vraiment du mal, hein,
pretty sizable
sur cette
lead
carte,
for
j'ai
Minnesota.
l'impression.
So we rotate over towards new.
Yeah, Optic need to make sure that they can count on the rotation.
Ils ont pas le bon timing pour les rotas, ils sont pas les premiers sur les rotas. À part pour celui-là. Maintenant, il faut qu'ils arrivent à tenir le point.
Coordinated push, it is very, very difficult now. Vivid trying to find a way through, can't just quite find the second jab into Kenny's face. Good lockdown so far from Optic Texas. Still plenty of time remaining here on the hill. Shotzi will find another as well. The setup looking very, very nice. Minnesota Rocket need to try and get something back here. My word, Awakening. This snap onto Kenny. Not going to result in anything here though. Optic Texas very much in control of this hill.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not a big win, but it's a fun one, but it amounts to absolutely nothing. I mean, Kenny gets traded out, and again, as soon as that happens, you know exactly where the final players from Minnesota are going to be coming from. So you just go from like sort of an easier money hill to lock down from Minnesota, where they get the full 60. I think they're doing it in a more difficult spot, and we talked about all the cruise missile potential on one side. Shotzi finally heating things up, no more water routes. He goes on a 5 before he falls, but all of that work Minnesota Rocker put on from the start of P1 just gets vanquished now as Optic take the lead as we start over on the brand new hill. P1 now popping.
Mais c'est qu'il a chez Vivi par sa propre grenade. Ça, ça peut arriver même à nous, hein. Ça arrive. Peut-être pas cool les jeter de grenade ou un truc comme ça, et ça va très très vite. Hein. Ça serait peut-être bien de reprendre le point là aussi.
It's a tough one. I don't even want to call it a turn on, really. Linz was there to pick up the pieces, shooting at 2 different bodies.
Ça va jouer sur la rota. J'ai l'impression qu'ils vont jouer plus sur la rota que le point qui est disputé pour l'instant.
That's just an unlucky moment for Pred, so close to the 2-piece and an opportunity there, but instead it is Linz again on P1. He's just been the Reaper. He might die before he gets the cruise, but that's like 2 different P1 hills where the man goes on an absolute tear. Beat down up top. This time Vivid wins it, gets redemption from his fist fight earlier. Around P2 though, you see 3 clean in the feed there from Optic. They might not actually get the back spawn because the old time was still active, but this might pay out. 2 players spawning towards the middle of the map. Minnesota Rocker player is going to get shot along the way. As long as Dashy reads the gunfight towards the back, which he does exactly that, but you got to get the kill. Linz dances on him, gets the break in Minnesota Rocker, maybe making the best of an awkward situation. It's still a bit of a square up, but right now Optic just struggling to win the gunfights around the hill.
Yeah, and it's just not something you would expect to say from players of this caliber. There's been a couple of questionable ones. Linz and Awakening will find them back. Awakening finds a second as well. The gunny is hot for Minnesota Rocker right now with 20 seconds to go here. On P2, they're looking good for a very, very comfortable lead chance. Linz finding some more as well. It's all about this rotation Optic. You need to lock something in here.
Yeah, now a big gunfight coming around the backside of the map. I say a big gunfight, easy one for Dashy. Vivid just not able to read the angle he was going to be selecting from. Kenny gets an extra kill pushed up on the side of the map, and you see how deep these players are going to be spawning. So that kill Kenny got, accurate spawns at the worst possible time and the worst possible place. You have to hike all the way across the map, and again, you talk about blender setups. This is beautiful right now from Optic.
Yeah, when the gunfight's though, Pred can find 2. Awakening from Snow will find 2 of his own. Breaks the setup pretty much all on his own. Accuracy towards this side as well. Here comes this squeeze. Big wake. Broken down. That is such a big break coming in from Rocker. It's all on the back of Awakening. Finds 4 kills from the Snow side.
Je vous l'avais dit ou pas que là c'était une bonne petite pause.
Position. 25 seconds to play for here. They may well be very, very close by the time we head over towards the next hill. Wow.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, but that might be the type of play that just calls game. That could have been a wonderful situation from Optic, but those weird back spawns continue. This is actually a time where Optic do not want to spawn in the back at all because you're so far away, going back towards the hill where Minnesota already secured a full 60.
C'est déjà sur la rotation, hein, tandis que Texas n'est pas présent. Hein.
This could be the hill where the game ends on.
Texas fait le ramasse-pièce.
Could not have worked out worse for Optic Texas. Spawn towards the back for what was 10 seconds, and now all of a sudden, these gunfights, well, they were looking difficult, but 3 fall their way.
Ils vont remporter pour l'instant le point. Il faut qu'ils arrivent à garder le point là pendant 40 secondes et avoir le prochain pour la rota.
To tie things up, all 35 seconds here. Over towards this hill would find themselves.
S'ils veulent gagner, ils n'ont pas le choix.
A big gunfight, but Optic Texas continuing to lock some good time down. Lynn's just trying to find some pressure. Kenny is there. Kills being traded. Minnesota Rocker break back. Can't quite win it here with 20 seconds to go.
Ils ne remonteront pas sur ce point-là.
Yeah, I was about to say they can't win it with the 20 seconds, but that is a huge 20 seconds that they're able to get. And now on the rotation, Kenny wins a big one just to keep Optic live. This was a hill where they got a full 60 themselves. They got more pressure for the moment near the zone, but they do not have those power positions. Shotzi, though, pushes out the left side. That's a massive gunfight to win. Might come down to Big Wake again, top snow in the power position. It is just kills
par
right
contre,
now.
s'ils arrivent à gagner ce point-là, Minnesota là, par contre, c'est dangereux.
Making his impact for the team, and that's certainly been felt on the Optic side, at least anyway. 16 seconds away for Rocker. Optic Texas starting to lock it down though. 2 kills coming in from Dashi. You've kind of got them where you want them. If you are Optic Texas here, who can just about win it without a contest, I don't think we can do so now, so we will be going to another hill if Optic want to continue this game, but they might not have the option. A couple of kills coming through now for Rocker. 10 seconds away. Cruise missile has to come on through from Kenny, and it has to be good as well. Rocker are forced off the point. This is the opportunity now for Optic Texas to maybe find something. Couple of kills going to go their way. From behind, from loading bays, maybe going to be able to find something.
C'est un match qui risquerait d'être serré, parce que si Minnesota la gagne, je pense que ça sera fini.
Yeah, but look at the spawns from Shotzi too. Shotzi ends up
Par contre, ça fera du
3-2. A few players, so you're able to make sure they spawn sort of in the deep trenches out towards the warehouse side of the map. But now the spawns are just out of control. Inaccuracy picks up 2 as soon as the hill pops. Rocker desperate
c'est vraiment celui qui gagne la carte.
Optic Texas is going to be pretty much perfect. They find a couple of kills. Dashi will find a second to himself.
Allez, faut garder le point là.
From Dashi. 10 seconds away now for Optic Texas. Complete control for Rocker.
40 secondes pour 10 points.
7 seconds to go. The shots in from Awakening are good, but you need to start moving if you're Rocker. The kill feed's just starting to light up green. And Vivid can get in for the contest, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's still surviving. The rest of the team on their way. Vivid is went massive for the team.
Let's go! Optic Texas qui remporte cette map. Beau match. Franchement, beau match. Et Shotzi que je regarde de temps en temps en stream.
They're not happy about anything that has really gone down in this series, but the good news is the series for them continues. Here's a look again, just at the final few moments. This is a ridiculous moment. Again, Shotzi gets a good spawn, turns that into a nice flank to come through. The timing on Willow Hill pops is just about perfect. And then they get control of it and just simply never look back. A nice tight setup. Kenny's got the cross for everybody else. Just look above them. So these are not easy situations to orchestrate in these moments. I thought when Vivid put these players on skates in the hill, like the opportunity might have been there, but everyone else on Rocker simply too far away. Optic too quick on the tight setup. And again, those are the nail-biter sort of finishes. Those are tough to even find when you're in scrims, when you're in practice. That's a lot of execution in the moment, in the match, on the day. Optic 2 for 2 in those situations in this series, and I mean all that just for a game 5.
Tout va se jouer sur la 5e map.
Oh, for Rocker though, you've got to feel for them a little bit. I mean, there's been a couple of moments here and there where you think the game is theirs, you think it's in their
Surtout que
hands.
Minnesota mené pendant un bon moment quand même. Et puis tu as Optic Texas qui a remonté.
I mean, that was as close as you could have possibly wanted. Optic Texas were behind for a long, long time in that map.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely criminal. And I mean, you know, I don't even know who you necessarily tip the cap to. I suppose everybody on Optic, even like the P4 sort of sub-hill in the back that they had to break the second go-around. That was a hill where Kenny actually goes on a tear and collects the cruise missile. And maybe didn't get any kills towards the end, but at least gets it clear in the clearance on the point and the intel as well from the sky. So Kenny's certainly out here making plays, but all of Optic again in those moments absolutely deliver. In a tale of two different series, I suppose, right? Rocker in the first half, Optic in the second, and it all comes down to a Karachi SMD. So many questions we have, Ton, and we get to answer it I suppose after whenever the break comes.
Ça, je suis curieux de voir.
Honestly,
sur
after the first two
Karachi,
maps,
ça
this
doit
is
pas
not
être
where
mal.
I've seen the
Je
series
pense
going
pas que
or
j'aurais bien
whatsoever,
fait en
but a
ranking
map
de la
number
RD sur
5
Karachi.
is the treat that we get. What a series this has been between these two teams, Optic Texas. Maybe just looking at a little softer maps, number 1 and 2 have come roaring back into this one. The Karachi Search and Destroy to close it out against Rocker right on the other side of this break.
Let's go! Tu m'étonnes. Tu m'étonnes le let's go qu'il a dû lâcher dans la com. C'est le petit moment de pause. 3 minutes 50 de pause. Ça permet aux joueurs de s'hydrater, de reprendre un petit peu stratégie si besoin, de souffler un petit coup. Si peut-être parmi eux, il y a peut-être des personnes qui fument la cigarette ou autre, qui peuvent faire une petite pause clope. Checker un peu les niveaux d'armes, si besoin, en termes d'accessoires et tout. Voilà, avec le coach aussi. Parce qu'il faut pas croire que derrière eux, il y a comme un coach. S'il y a des personnes qui ne savaient pas, maintenant vous le savez. Derrière les joueurs pro, il y a des coachs. Et il va avoir quand même une certaine pression sur les épaules d'un joueur pro. Oh les moves qui tapent, oh là là. Ils sont monstrueux, il n'y a rien à faire. Mais ils savent exactement combien de balles il faut pour tuer. C'est très rare quand ils mettent 1 ou 2 balles en plus. Hein. C'est bien monstre. Très bien monstre. Optic Texas win. Ah, ils avaient gagné la première. Je me souviens plus. Enfin, la première manche. Deuxième manche, c'est Minnesota. À 1 seconde 4. Bon, défuse. Deuxième manche, c'est Minnesota aussi, a priori. On n'a pas vu. Oui. Donc là, c'est Optic qui remporte la 4e manche. Ça fait 2-2. Et là, c'était pour la dernière manche. Ça pose bien. Et il n'y a pas besoin, parce que vous avez vu comment il s'appelle ce joueur-là qui a fait le travail. Sixième manche, c'est Optic. Sixième. Ouais, sixième. Ça fait 3-3. Bien sûr, la R&D se joue en 4 manches. Enfin, en 6 manches gagnantes, plutôt.
Well, here we go. Map number 5 incoming between these two teams.
Nous allons partir sur la dernière map.
Series it has been. I did not see us getting here, Chad. So not even remotely. Even at halfway through the half point, I'm like, yeah, this is done. It's so many moments have I thought to myself, Optic Texas are done here. But my word, the ice coming through on multiple occasions. We head towards a game 5. So much on the line between these two teams. Optic Texas, can you complete the comeback? Can you complete the reverse sweep? Can Minnesota Rocker eventually get a game 5 over one of these top teams?
And this is a series to me where, like, bad or neutral, the game 5 stats look. Last weekend, when they were going against Toronto Ultra, they had Ultra on the back foot. They could have taken down the champs. They go to a game 5 and they get slammed. So now you're in a situation against Rocker where they could take a top team down. It could have been done in a 3-0 fashion. And if you lose in a reverse sweep, that is going to feel like you just got slammed. So you know that series from last week is going to be in the backs of these players' minds. I mean, again, ice has been maybe the only sort of issue for Rocker as of late. Game 5 is where you need the most of it. And certainly in this series, Optic have had all of it. The Optic on defense for the moment. Nice little stack around the middle and B side of the map. That is exactly where that bomb is going.
Right up top. May well be that to cause some issue, but Linz has found himself in a little bit of an awkward position.
Ah si, je le joue un peu tout à l'heure en PT, en particulier.
To the Frenchman. Manchester's got himself in a little bit more of an advanced spot. You'd imagine Rocker are just going to hold tight and wait to see what Linz can do here.
I'm kind of surprised Pratt never turned to look for him, and yeah, that ends up turning out into a Linz first blood, so they knew where he was, but they still let him through anyway. And now he just put himself in a cheeky spot. His team's going to be getting the bomb down, and now it's going to be a maybe 3v3 retake. Shotzzy catches the planter, but still a very difficult bomb site to retake.
Oh, it's awkward position across the map for the entire remaining players, but Minnesota Rocker with the number advantage. Shotzzy making a play. We'll find one at the favor. Can the rest of your team be here to help him? Dashi's the only one left. Smoke out on the bomb. If Dashi can find this, it will be huge for the team. Linz gets away, but Shotzzy, he's gone for the diffuse. Awakening eyes on. Shots in. Not quite good enough. Shotzzy then turns it. He got off the ball. My God, Shotzzy.
Shotzzy qui fait un kill et son coéquipier Dashi qui fait le deuxième.
That can't happen. That can't happen. Shotzzy is too good. And I don't know if that's that someone on the team, I think, had to calm that. If Shotzzy thought of that in the moment, that's insane. If I had to guess, one of the players spectating there from Optic saw what was happening on Dashi's point of view and said, Shotzzy, get off the bomb. Linz might be challenging from top green. Or they heard something, or I don't know what the hell just happened. But for Shotzzy to hop off the bomb and find the kill on Big Wake is a godlike play. And Dashi delivers on the final kill as well. That is an absurd situation to be in, but Shotzzy, that is what he does best. That was a 3 versus 4 where he kills the planter and just commits, I don't know, wizardry around the B site.
He's a little magician that sometimes you just you question what he's doing. But I mean, how can you ever? Makes it work that time. Shotzzy 3 kills in the round. The defuse on top of it. Smart play. I think it was Awakening who jumps off from on event side, and then all of a sudden things start working out in Optic's favor, which they just continue to do.
Oh my God.
Shotzzy finds accuracy as well. B site broken completely open. I'm going down, not from pressure though, that will start coming from Rocker. Shotzzy will now jump on this bomb. Has to be careful here. It doesn't eventually go down. Dashi will find the kill on the Linz. Now it's left in 1 versus 2. It's eventually going down. The shots from Awakening look good, but the ones from Kenny are better. Optic Texas doing really good.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's a very solid executed round there by Optic. I'm still thinking about that first round. I mean, that is quite literally shades of exactly what was happening to Rocker against Toronto, of like, they had just such winnable situations that get thrown away. Even that final gunfight, it seemed like Awakening had good shots, but Kenny behind the car just able to drop them. Rocker right now, I mean, this is what, at least 8 rounds in a row in game 5s that they've lost sort of thing. Like, they're just, they need something. They need a shining light. They need to get on the board.
Especially in the way that they've lost them, right? I mean, especially that first round, I think, you know, you remind us well of what happened on Invasion in that first round. Shades of that to a certain degree. Shotzzy now pushing forward. Okay. Texas are running through. Okay. Fred finds a second. And my
elle a été rapide, hein.
Oh,
la manche punitive.
3 to the good now. Rocker again, and map number 5 are starting to fall apart.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have identified what might turn into
la manche, elle a
the
été
singular problem of Minnesota Rocker in this moment.
C'est incroyable.
I mean,
elle a
it just feels
fait
like,
genre
I don't know, like
5 à 10 secondes la manche.
Where they just turn into a different, like just the luck even is not on their side. Like, you just feel like they're gonna lose every single gunfight. If you're watching Optic's POV, you're just expecting them to win it. Bad juju on the map 5s from Minnesota. By the way, Shotzi, perfect 5-0 start right now for the moment. I mean, obviously a map, if you get a cruise missile on, just utterly devastating. You might get pelted by one nade, but still just gonna heal up and right back, doing what Shotzi does best. Of course, the first blood goes their way. Of course, he knows exactly where accuracy is gonna be playing.
Mais ils ont l'information de l'autre.
Time in this 4v3.
For all that, the game's not going great here for Minnesota Rocket. I don't think accuracy was going to position himself to let Shotzi do that again. Seems like a distraction smoke. Over towards B side. Does it do anything here for Rocket though? If anything, no, it's actually eluded them to where Optic may well be going. Plenty of noise here for Linz to deal with. Shotzi will be dead to rights pretty much immediately. It made that a little bit more stressful than it needed to be. And Kenny gets there for the trade. Waiting to follow up with his own. Dashi now left. And eventually around goes Rocker's way. Great chance coming in from
Minnesota qui reprend un peu confiance. J'ai l'impression que le coup qu'ils ont eu juste avant leur a pas plu.
Yeah, no, I'm taking a deep breath too. That was real close to being a problem. Shout out to that final hip fire bullet for connecting. He makes a fantastic play, right? Like, Shotzi gets the information. You got accuracy on the bridge. You got awakening, like, over back bricks. Let's just wrap this bomb over towards the other side. If Linz loses that gunfight, round is done. And I mean the first one that was, like, off cam. He, like, sets his team up for at least a 3v3, slows the rotation down. But even the second one that we did see, if Linz doesn't get that, very different round. So, again, Rookie of the Year, the shining light we were looking for from Rocker. He has delivered us. Rocker, a completely open A side as well. Kenny, the only player nearby, and that's not going to really do too much. Smokes out, bomb's going to get planted. A true 4v4.
Minnesota Rocket, when they have got this side of the map under control, all of a sudden, it does look difficult to break, but Pred on the flank taking his time, but needs to start making a move because accuracy will find Shotzi as well. He's a very noisy boy. And Linz will find another kill on the Dashi. Pred now in a 1 versus 3. That just seems very improbable. Next kill's obviously massive for the side of Rocket. They'll win around it, but if Pred can make this a 1 versus 2, not going to happen. Accuracy with the read. Really good round coming in from Rocket, calling it back.
Yeah, just to stop the bleeding. And again, like, that's a good play call coming out from Minnesota Rocker. Just a nice little blind counter. Send 4 players straight over towards A. Optic completely unprepared for that setup, and even for the first blood to roll through. I mean, it was Linz again, that first player from Minnesota to strike. So nice little bounce back is there. Linz Rookie of the Year candidate again, making plays. Still down though for Minnesota Rocker, but if you're Optic now, of course the tide's turned just a little bit. Things aren't as easy as it once was. Gotta strap in and play some clean Call of Duty. They're roaming towards this A site, and Linz is gonna be that lone defender.
Optic can't find the opening break. It's Linz again who actually comes in to help out through the mid-map. But maybe gives up a little bit of control over towards right there for the trade again. It's 4 in a row from Linz. Can't get away from the jaws of Kenny. Bomb will go down over towards A. Split up from Minnesota Rocker in terms of how they're going to attack this. But a 2 versus 2. Optic Texas, can they defend?
Yeah, and Vivid's going to get in position and then just wait. They're both going to have to clear out different things. It looks like P2 is mostly cleared out by Vivid. He's made the cross. Accuracy swung all the way around. You know these players are going to be doubled up around Ticket.
First kill will be huge. Accuracy information is there for Optic Texas. Oh, and he's killed his teammate with the grenade. Maybe he could have went a little bit better for Minnesota Rocker there. As Optic Texas will close that one out. I think they always would have. Positioning was good. The bomb was down. Things are looking nice. Yeah. Not necessarily the most of ideal grenades from accuracy, but I think it would have been a difficult position anyway.
No, I mean, that's just a freebie kill for Kenny. It seals the deal. I don't know if the nade actually got the... Are you confident it was the nade, or it might have been the player?
I think it was the nade, you know.
Either way, Minnesota can't get that one. Linz, the shining light for the team, got you 2 in that round. Nobody else on Minnesota able to deliver. And Optic have effectively stopped the bleeding. You're right back on defense. Sort of deja vu all over again, though. Once again, Kenny, the only man to look over this A site. They're trusting their retakes around A. And Kenny being a little bit more aggressive this time around, but the stun's going to back him down. So another 4v4 with the bomb down at A. Optic trying to retake again.
Kenny, he's thinking about it, but he has actually just slipped in there. Finds the first kill onto Awakening. Now Dashi, over from the top red side, needs to assert some calmness over this situation. They need to start finding some picks. Shotzi is there to trade out the kill. His accuracy will find Pred. 2 versus 2. Next kill's huge. Linz just playing his life, as is Vivid, but Shotzi will find him. You know exactly where Linz is. It's a 1v2. Shots in. Tadashi are solid. Can he find the second? Well, and you French Phenom. His Linz will find a second. 4-3. Back and forth. Shotzi doesn't get the read, but Linz, like a buck in this situation. Huge moment for Rocket.
Bro, who cares about Rookie of the Year, honestly? It's whatever. It's MVP. Maybe that we should be talking about. This dude's been out of control the entire series. Even in the hard points, he was sort of the guy. Like, again, you have a devastating loss on that Karachi control. It's like weird vibes going at a new hard point. Lynn's opening break just starts to fry. Again, every round where they're on the back foot, Lynn's has been the star. And yeah, if I'm on Optic, don't go to his side of the map. Run it straight down over towards B. Middle of the map under complete control. Stuns out and bound on everybody. And Vivid getting a lot of tags in, yet to find that first blood. Maybe a more default round is able to stabilize, but Linz is just a nightmare right now.
Vivid not having necessarily the best of games so far. Those shaky shots at the beginning of the round may be showing it. Setting himself up and will find the peak on the Pred. If he can find a second kill on a Shotzi here, he would make up for some amends that haven't necessarily been made in the first couple of rounds. With 3 versus 3 now, Shotzi still staying alive in the middle of the map because, well, it's Shotzi, of course. Accuracy finds Kenny. Shotzi in such a stinking position here, but the smoke may well just help him out. Vivid just doesn't want any part of that gunfight. Shotzi continues to survive.
Look at this stuff.
Not for very long. What?
I was gonna say the Linz is on the hunt now.
Je sais pas comment il a fait pour en sortir de là.
Get the kills to come out on top. Vivid gets traded as well. The flank doesn't pan out. Accuracy, last man standing. Bad news from Optic. Maybe they don't have the bomb. Good news is you made it behind them. He's pinched in between two players and they're gonna get the kill. Optic, they do it once again.
How on earth have Optic
Je pense qu'il leur manque encore 2 manches pour remporter la dernière map.
Honestly, I just had Shotzi dead to rights. But I think the fact that he just stays alive and just be such a nuisance to the majority of the round, you can see him laughing. I don't think he actually believes that he survived as long as he did.
He shouldn't have either. Like, that flank should have come through a lot quicker, I think, from Linz on the red side of the map. Like, Vivid had to have just been begging for help, just dancing with Shotzi, but the call a little bit too late. 1 HP is all Shotzi needed to get out, and that is just another nail-biter round that Rocker just cannot execute on. 1 round away, and this will be maybe, I think, our 5th reverse sweep we have had this year.
Rock, I don't want to be part of that stat line again. Oh, hey, Linz, once again, just being a menace. Couple of bullets in, just skating around red. Minnesota Rocket, a lot of pressure over towards this A side. A big kill for Kenny to find. Rocket didn't necessarily have an open door to walk through, but the potential was there. Pred will put the bullets in and just continues to survive. Optic Texas starting to tighten their grip now.
Ah, dommage.
Huge moment. Linz will find it. Bomb goes down. 3v3. Optic not too far away here. Rocket need to get set up quickly. Optic Texas also need to move fast. Dashi will find the kill onto Accuracy. 3 versus 2 in favor of Optic. Linz, Vivid, surviving. If you're Optic, do you have the info? Do you make the jump? Shotzi will lock it down from Ticket. Rocket making a lot of moves, but Optic Texas yet to jump onto the bomb. Partial defuse comes through. Vivid will find 1 kill. Dashi the other. It's now left on Linz. And if anybody's going to clutch this up for the side of Minnesota Rocker, it's going to be the young Frenchman that shots into the bomb carrier. Is going to land. Can he find a second gunfight as well? Shotzi finds it. Will he get there in time? It's looking like he will. In Optic Texas, reverse sweep.
À 0,4 secondes.
6-3 in the search and destroy. What a series between these two. Minnesota Rocket just don't have the game 5
Texas qui remporte cette
one of like the most difficult series any Optic player has ever had to fight in. Like, I'm not even kidding. The amount of like clutches that they just had to have in respawn and search and destroy alone, that is clinically insane. And you can see it's just like a stress relief on the players on Optic. Like, they just had to fight for every single inch. But as you pointed out for Minnesota Rocker, I mean, dude, get Linz some help at this point. Linz has been playing out of his mind in every single round. He even quite literally makes the perfect play, I think, in the end in that 1v2, just to make sure Shotzi has to go for a chow like that. He just needed his team behind an extra 0.4 seconds.
Mais ils sont
I mean,
pas.
Lance tipped the cap, hell of a series, but yes, for Minnesota, as you
Let's
said, the ice
fucking go.
non-existent. I mean, it's wintertime too. They're in the north. I don't know what the excuse is, but that is almost two completely unacceptable performances.
La meilleure game, je trouve, quand même, c'est celle sur Subbase 250 à 235. Tout s'est joué sur vraiment le dernier point. Ça a été insane.
Too harsh or too negative on Rocker. Like the squad has been impressive, but just devastating loss after devastating loss. And I'd say for the rest of the league, the wake-up call for Rocker clearly there. We got to pay attention to him, be concerned about the Rio, but I suppose from Optic, doesn't matter an inch or a mile, a win is a win.
Yeah, they can take some positives away from it. We're absolutely right with that. In the sense, if you think about the control, small little moments here and there, especially, you know, map number 4, 5 points is all that's in it. It's a very tough loss to take at this moment in time, but I think there will be some takeaways, at least from that will be positive for Rocker. But yeah, they need to find some mental stability in maps number 5. It was the start, right? I mean, the start of the Search and Destroy was just so slow. Put yourself in such a tough position, and then all of a sudden you have being reverse swept. I mean, for Optic though, big clutch up moments. I think, you know, the shoe on the other foot, maybe not necessarily the best of performance all the way through the game, but clutching up when they needed to, chance makes a difference.
I agree wholeheartedly, Ton, and now I am worried about the desk's opinion. You guys have anything left to say?
Thank you, Chance. I think Ton broke down the match, so let's just take a big picture look at what went down here. This is back-to-back Game 5 losses for Rocker. You took Toronto the distance. You had Optic against the ropes, games 3, games 4, and then you lose it in game 5. Where did the wheels fall off, Ann?
I mean, in the control to start things off, just absolutely unfortunate. And there, see the streak coming in. Optic's able to get the stack. They had a massive life differential as well. It's just
ça remonte les temps forts.
better decisions in the final moments of that map. They had them trapped earlier on as well, but I cannot get over the end of that hard point. I cannot wait till we get a replay of that because that was ridiculous. If I'm Minnesota Rocker, I'm sitting there like, yo guys, we put our best effort in. We're still nasty. Let's keep it going.
I mean, I completely agree. It's clearly just not cold enough in Minnesota, though. I gotta say, like, 3v11 in that map number 3, you had everything you needed to take that crouching control, and unfortunately just weren't able to hold off this defense for an extra like 15 seconds. Like, they were this close to closing out the series of 3-0, and then like Ant said, I mean, just an insane map for hardpoint.
Let's like lay this out though and talk about it. Like Minnesota Rocker, okay, first 2 maps absolutely phenomenal. Everybody had their moments in this series, like all 4 players individually. In the control, they played better than the entire time, but unfortunately they don't get offense that very last round. It was an offensive battle back and forth. They still played it great. Just once you get wiped, you spawn out, and it's very hard to re-get Diner, right? And also, I thought they played sub-base better as well. This is a tough outcome.
Optic playing in the second match of the day, and they made it as long as possible. Shotzi and crew not going away until they steal the W and send Minnesota packing. Minnesota still in action again later this week, and they'll be playing Boston on Sunday. Fortunately, they'll have a whole Saturday to review what went wrong here tonight. Allie, let's take a look, though, at our scuff play of the game. This is the close of the hard point. And Nameless, you have a very special spawn to call out. Let us know when it comes.
Yeah, I think the game's trolling here a little bit, man. This would be extremely frustrating. The only thing that I can guess, like, the time is white, so Shotzi spawns behind them, and he's able to just rotate over towards top server. And you see, like, Minnesota's like, let's just cut our losses and get over it. They're not expecting shots to be up and behind them. He influences the rest of the game here. He finds one kill and he stays alive, so it just slows down the Minnesota Rocker. They don't know what to do, and then they don't have control after they get put in the blender. Like, this is a tough spot to be in if you're Rocker, and it all comes down to the game just deciding, all right, Shotzi, you're gonna spawn behind him.
Well, and it was also like the patience out of Shotzi as well, because when he first initially gets that spawn and hits the time for a kill, he stays pushed out, waiting for those players to come off spawn. Unfortunately, his teammates don't get the kills, so Minnesota Rocker get the white 4P1, but Shotzi then, and his patience, backs up, gets another kill, catches him off guard, Dashy finds the 2, and suddenly up to Texas are forcing a game number 5.
Yeah, him surviving up top server means Minnesota have no chance. If he were to take a second chow and potentially die, they'd probably win that game. So still a heads-up play regardless of this one.
Heads-up plays. You saw Shotzi get away there. He did it in game 5 as well, as they sent Minnesota packing with a 6-3 defeat in Search. Optic staying perfect so far. Minnesota still looking for their first win, and it's Boston next. How do you think they fare in that matchup?
I think they fare pretty well. I think they can take. I mean, Minnesota looks like one of the best teams we have in the world. I mean, game 5 against 2 top 4 teams. Unfortunate circumstance, but still looking strong.
All right, Allie, any final thoughts on this one?
I mean, wow, I haven't seen a match like that in a while.
All right, I think we're trying to get an Optic member on the line. We'll be waiting for them to join us. In the meantime, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with match number 3. Hopefully a player when we return.
Et nous partons sur le dernier match, si je ne dis pas de bêtises.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Aussi. Allez, à tout de suite.
Would you rather stack a point and just get that extension? Because they don't even have 2 ticks done yet. Now they will, as Formal, he gets pushed up into wood, and they're just playing around these spawn kills. They're looking everywhere. Only 1 death in this round for Optic.
Oh yeah, this has been a clinic, an absolute clinic.
In such a fantastic spot, we'll find one. Looks over towards top 3, will dip out as well. 3v3, Jay. Snoopy and Kill. Trying to find something. Capsule will find another, though. He's been an absolute menace over towards the market side. Snoopy lingering around the middle of the map, but Capsule has just locked it down from the market side. They need to get rhythm with 15 seconds to go. He cooks the nade, and that's 3 for Capsule. Snoopy's baiting out. The ace is on the cards. The ace and the map is there for Capsule and Boston.
But early in our 7th circle here, there's still 30 teams left. You don't have any resources. Get to the zone if you can. Win your gunfight. Maze somehow sneaks through. You see a lone Nubu Spartan running around like a chicken with his head cut off. There are so many squads. This is unprecedented. Being able to see this from the Codcaster is so special. There's our first moving zone.
Just a question of, is that what he's going to do? But he's just going to spot him myself. So clutch. A great search and destroy player into a one-on-one. He's just going to finesse his life. The pistol. Did he buy enough time? Can he get there?
I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it.
Close.
I don't think he got it.
He might have. He might have it. I don't know. Oh! No! Buys enough time.
Oh my God!
We're gonna be really good.
I like your trophies. Which one's your favorite?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. This one seems like insane. Look at this one too. Like this is crazy. Like
the golden nut, baby. The diamond nut. Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? How could I not be like? How could I not feel like I'm not gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna ask you. Is like, Sib, you're coming into a winning culture. These guys won champs. We obviously.
That was Sib in our Monster Winner Spotlight, part of the CDL TV. Hope you guys are enjoying the production. We have Kenny on the line, though. It's time for our Monster Energy Winner Circle. Kenny, first question. Maven was super concerned in the green room. Are you sick?
Yeah. A little stuffy. Allergies.
Wow, he knows about
allergies are killing me.
Yeah. Oh, that's Joe DeLuca, not Maven. It was Joe worried about your health. We're glad that you were able to pull through, though. When did you start feeling better in this match? Because your numbers went up across the 5 games.
Until after we won, I feel like this whole series felt like everything was going against us. It was a hard one, but I wasn't happy until after we won because I definitely was not playing well individually, and I could feel it kind of affecting the team.
Naturally, so for the fans at home, when you go down 0-2 in a series like this, what is the vibes in that conversation like with your team specifically to try and pull out what you did today, that reverse sweep?
We're super confident in every game right now. I mean, people are talking about our SSE, but we've been trying to practice a lot. But control has been one of our stronger game modes, so we're obviously going to garage control, thinking just win this one map at a time. We're going to a hard one next, which is definitely our best game mode. So it was kind of just one map at a time. We were still confident. We just, like I said, felt like everything was going against us, so we just need to work together a little bit more.
Kenny, talk to me about the end of that sub base. There's a crazy spawn coming in behind him. I'm sure Shotzi was going crazy. Yeah. How'd you guys reel that in and get control of P1 to close it out?
Well, Shotzi was screaming that they were spawning P2, but I was in P2, so I'm like, they're not spawning on me. And the call was just to get on the hill time and kind of just bait, look over. I don't remember who was on hill, maybe Brandon or something like that, but it was kind of just to get kills around him. We kind of knew that they weren't spawning on us, and that we got a blessed spawn behind them. So it was kind of just, like I said, once again, trying to work together and just shoot around our teammates.
Kenny, last question for you because we got to get into the next matchup here. Yep. How do you feel you guys are playing right now? Do you play down to your competition at times, or do you think you're pretty consistent?
I would say we're pretty consistent. We're really confident right now. I feel like this match was definitely not us. They're a really good team right now, so it felt good to have some resilience and kind of some clutch factor against probably top 4, top 5 team. But overall, we're gonna look to come stronger tomorrow, so hopefully we can show that.
I love those comms. Thank you so much for joining us, Kenny.
Yep, thank you.
That's our Monster Energy Winter Spotlight with Kenny. Optic is done, but we still have one more battle left on the day. Las Vegas versus Miami. Alley Cat, let's start with here. With this Vegas squad. Okay. Attach just popped off. That's the story coming in, right?
Yes, he did pop off. I mean, he was just showing once again why he has 9 wins under his belt and why he's kind of one of the better ARs in the league currently. The thing for me right now is that they went to a game 4 versus LAG. That map number 4 was about a 15-point game, so I'm not convinced just yet.
Nameless, what are your thoughts coming into this final matchup? Vegas only has 3 wins on the season. Miami hasn't won since Jan 20th.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would give the edge here to Vegas. I think they look really good. After picking up Geo, I thought the change that they made was a structural change, right? It was so other players, so they could have a better teamwork on the map, more chemistry, set other players up for success, and that's exactly what happened. Attach had the best series we've seen in 2 years out of him. They finally won a control, and that was the game mode to the reverse sweeps that's been happening to Legion. So they're in a much better spot so far.
And when it comes to the Monster Energy pregame for Vegas Legion, I mean, obviously, just continue the hardpoint heater. This is a team that traditionally has struggled when it comes to the respawns, but they're now in a 4-1 record, 2nd overall in hold in the league, and 2nd in rotation. Again, that's just in this split, though. That is not overall. So clearly, post-patch for Vegas Legion has things looking up. And then, of course, 2 sides of control. They're 14-7 on defense, but their attacking is not really where it needs to be. So that's why these maps like High Rise might favor them a little bit more, as we saw Attach go 32-17 in their last series.
420 growth chat. All right, and that's of course the Las Vegas squad. 4-20 on attack. That's what they're typing. Yeah, they missed the dash. Let's talk about their opposition from Spain. The Heretics are here in the CDL, and they made noise early, but they've been quiet as of late. Metals, Lucky, Beagle, and Eric Boom looking to get to their winning ways today. How do they match up against this Vegas squad?
I feel like they match up well for me. This is the last series that I'm kind of giving Miami Heretics to prove themselves as still one of those top contenders in the league. Because again, they came out swinging, right? They get to that top 4 seed, catch the entire league by surprise. They go to Major 1, bomb out, and now they have to go up against Vegas Legion, who's sort of in the same situation. So for Miami, they need to simplify their search and destroy. They're 12th in opening duel win rate. Basically, that means when they get in that first gunfight, they're losing it 37%, or they winning it. So first in conversions rate, though, if they do get it.
And I see there that Metals has the worst opening duel rate in the league. Out of all the players, he's a great sub, a great entry guy. Yeah. Does he need to switch things up in his play style?
I mean, yeah, potentially, right? They've been close in a lot of these search and destroys, though. I mean, they've lost 4 straight, but if you go and look, it's 6-4, a couple 6-5s, right? You saw that 1 versus Atlanta phase, extremely close. And then also, control form has disappeared. They started 6-1, they're now 6-5, 4-12 round count in the last 4 controls. Well, good thing for them is they're going up against the Legion, who haven't been great in that game mode either.
I have a feeling we're going to another game 5. Let's get it started with our scuff predictions. I'm going to kick things off here. Miami, 3-1. We're not getting to the 5.
That's fair. You know, they went to a game 4 versus Atlanta versus Vegas, going to a game 4 versus LAG. I said it. This is my last chance for you, Miami. I'm going with the Heretics. Vamos.
Heretics again?
This is where I catch up to you. I'm going with Vegas. Get me done.
And the fans, was Vegas's performance enough? No, everyone's siding with Miami, outside and nameless. With that said, it's time to get this party started. We got 2 fantastic gentlemen to bring you this cast. It's Merc and Maven.
Hello, we get back to it. I'm kind of with Allie in the sense of like that whole like last chance for Heretics, because listen, we can throw kind of the beginning of the season away, right? Like you come in with this team change with Eric Boom, you have to play Ultra, you have to play FaZe. You can't take much away from that. This, though, is a match you need to win.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be, we kind of had the middle of the table, right? If they want to solidify sort of that position right there, not trending downward, obviously this team change has to pay off. Yeah, this needs to be a team they beat, no doubt about it. Now, Legion is getting better.
Et demain, chat, c'est la deuxième partie.
Has been fantastic. He was great.
Demain, il y a la deuxième partie.
At the lane, you see it right there. He's got a 1.24.
20h45, si je ne dis pas de bêtises.
Turnaround. But this is a major 1 rematch in Vegas. They were able to win 3-0, and these first 3 maps are the 3 maps that they played. One of the big problems for Miami was the fact that a lot of teams just vetoing Invasion over and over and over again against them, because that's where they had all this success.
True.
But Vegas is like, let's square up on this. We beat them on land on Invasion. We're going right back to it.
Both teams with a different look, though, obviously, since that happened, but somebody that's been cooking is attached. The talent has been there. He was really able to shine, obviously, with the new inclusion of Geo. We'll see if he's able to keep that going. Purge, you know, in the series they won against Heretics, that's the one where he won set, I think, like the lowest KD you've had, like a 3-0 victory. But he's bounced back, in it for position, Geo, and excited to see what Purge is going to bring.
No doubt about it. I mean, hey, fact is, you get a W, right?
No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was insane, but you get the win, and that's what matters. And they trust this guy. That's why he's still on this team. They bring Geo in. So 16 points earned in P1 there for Vegas, but on rotation will be this setup early for Miami.
Let's see what Miami can do with this setup. Purge trying to find openers, trades there, though, as Eric Boom and Metals get through off the feed. Metals still just trying to dance to the outside of this hard point, wait for this continued push that's coming forward. Getting eyes on maybe 1 or 2 on the cross. Stun hits close. Geo maybe waiting to chow, but obviously he's got teammates he's got to worry about. So Metals will now get this streak up to 4. Nice little snap there. Another rifle out. Continues to fight and able to win it. 7-1, 6 in a row for Metals.
I mean, huge plays out of Metals on the board. Also before that, they were looking for attach. And Vickle able to win that one-on-one. Gives them the spawns to set up here towards the P3 side, that right side. But then Metals is going to get ripped. Takes that gunfight. So the rest of the time, it looks like it's just going to go away. So nobody going to earn it. And everyone going to start to rotate over towards P3.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. He's taking the fight off ahead of you. Like,
yeah, at least you got to cruise.
Good luck. You did. Yeah.
They probably want him to just get that time there, but screw it.
I'm just thinking heat check when he takes that one. Vickle looking to get something going here. Stun will hit. The chow will come through. Drop shot is on, and Geo is dropped. As he'll now look to reposition, another fight in front of him. The drop shot is hitting, keeps on working, keeps on battling.
But yeah, you see the way he's playing this. He's ready for one more, and the comms would be where is attached. So you see number 5 trying to sneak on through, but Metals and Lucky are both turning around. So this is just the comms right here on Invasion, how important it is to kind of control these back spawns towards Yas. Geo does get found, but still trying to find that number 5 in attach, and there we go. So the patience pays off. They're able to win the gunfights on the hill as well. Nice comms there for Heretics.
Yeah, after he lost his teammate close, kind of comes down to a one-on-one. You're just wondering who's going to maybe get the lucky timing. But it's Lucky with the angle and able to win the fight. Metals keeps on going. He's at 10-3, 70-point advantage. Hipfire first bullet hits, and Lucky's able to take the rest of that fight against Purge. New hard point pops. Everyone is sort of fighting for control around the map.
And this is sort of right, new Invasion, P4 and P5 in different spots. So a lot of the time is going to be earned at P2 and P3. Just sort of, if you're spawning Palace, you're just kind of put into the blender. We've seen some, 250s to 100s. We saw them from last week from New York. You just put teams in this Palace spawn, and they can be there the entire game.
You already got, what, 1 cruise earned. I think Vickle was on 5 in a row. He ends up dropping, so a chance to maybe earn a 2nd cruise. And we saw in our first series how big they can be as the subliners really use them to their advantage. But I'm not sure you're going to need streaks right now. You're looking at the scoreline, they're kind of flowing. As Vickle takes down 2,
they get up over the 100-point mark. It's Purge just on his belly in the dirt, soaking up that time.
C'est pas pourquoi ça, je l'aime assez bien. Elle est compliquée par moment, mais je l'aime bien.
So you're in Palace. If you are Vegas, you got to go all the way across the map. They at least find two. To find a couple of those kills, the players do spawn safe, so that is good for the side of Miami. Heretics P5 will spawn up. Nobody in the hill for now, but again, map control over to Heretics.
I feel like that's been the scenario in a couple of these hard points. It's like nobody in it right when it pops, just sort of vying for control. And well, it works out again for Heretics. They want to get the kill starts, didn't worry about the objective. They're able to do just that. Now they rally in, and well, to be fair, when you're up 100 points, do what you want, or unless you're Boston in an earlier series as things fell apart in map 1. But Heretics looking to avoid that kind of turnaround, keep Legion at bay, and Eric Boom, 11 and 6, 13 up for medals. So far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, I just think too, Heretics, their comms in a couple of those scenarios around P2 and P3. That's when Vegas was trying to flip the map. They just didn't let it happen. They always found that one lurker, that one player, and it has paid off. And slaying-wise, it is just a one-sided story. The scoreline one-sided. Heretics putting on a show through this first rotation on Invasion.
Yeah, I don't know if Purge was just trying to see if he could get by with a .4 series win again. Right now he's at 5 and 14, so he's struggling in there in a hole.
You gotta let it go for my guy, all right?
Okay, listen, he has some sort of record, Joe. It's in the Guinness book if you check it.
Okay.
But he's trying to rally back, and they're going to need him to big time. Can they get something going? Now into the point, 5 in a row for an arrow. There's 6.
Flip the map.
You're able to get your streak, and yeah, can you get the map flipped? When will the crews come into play? You've exhausted it. If you're on Heretics, you've got several to work with for Vegas Legion.
Nero's got one.
Did that not just show that like 3 players had it when he tabbed over?
No. It's like, it has to be highlighted. It showed like the 1 out of 6.
God, I saw like the 1. I was like,
It's okay.
I was going to say, the only one I saw earned was that one just now. I'm like, when did they get the others? I just like glanced out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, damn, these guys are frying. I thought they were getting cooked.
No, the only thing cooked is you right now. No,
yeah, it's true. It is warm in here, Joe.
No, you still have this 100-point lead again. Can they flip this map? It looks like you have Attach in position to try to fight for street control, but Vickle's going to find them, and this is exactly what Heretics wants. Now, Middles is going to spawn up. But they're look at number 5 Attach right away. They're going to use this, and Lucky's going to find the kill. So, some time earned here at P2. But it looks like Miami just trying to set up for P3.
Bon, c'est sur un kill, mais
One streak comes in for Heretics, able to hit. Purge's struggles continue in this one. Now a chance for Legion to get back into the point. 30 seconds to go in the hard point. And bit by bit, you chip away at this lead. Down nearly as much as 100. Slowly starting to claw back into this and lose a little bit of assist probably there with the pillar, and the headshot comes through for Metals as his game continues. 18 and 12 now. Nero can't quite connect. The gunny's a little bit hotter on the side of Heretics.
Yeah, looks like a couple of ghost bullets come through. It looked good to me, but it doesn't matter. Game didn't think so, and that was kind of just worst case scenario, because now what you drove 4 dead. They're all going to spawn up once again, spawning Palace, and you can see all the blue arrows setting up here for P3. This is exactly what Miami wanted to do. It got a little bit hairy. Is lucky he was on 5 in a row once again. With that cruise being called in, a couple of players spawned up Treehouse side, but Miami able to recover after that moment.
Now, Nero's streak into the fray as both teams exhaust their added utility. Looking to get one back, able to do that. Boom. Dropped. They light it up. All 4 are going to fall as Legion get a 4 down. A big moment maybe for them to crawl back into this one yet again. Great answer there from Heretics. Legion trying to do it now too.
Yeah, it's exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, the cruise connects, and you're going to see Gio's able to find another cruise. He's on 6 in a row, so really stepping up here as a newcomer on Vegas. But Miami just off with spawn, immediately headed towards Treehouse. Will be lucky the first player, trying to set up for P5. Again, just trying to flip the map, not worried really about P4 control quite yet.
Nice little sequence there from Attach, though. You'll get that control. Getting in behind, though, is lucky. Attach actually able to get a 3rd off the tail end of that. They'll get the flip. And now we look to the other side of the map as the next hard point up. You get a 1-on-1 on the other side of it. That'll be Nero and Metals.
If you're Vegas, you're in a tough spot here, but I mean, you're down so many points, you kind of just, the way Miami is playing this, they're playing around map control, right? They have this lead, they're just playing for the spawns, and they just have that comfort to do so due to the lead, and now they're winning the gunfights where Vegas is like, we can't really go all the way to the back towards gas, fight for those spawns, we have to earn time if they give it to us. That was the play call, and then on the back end of that, they all get get taken down.
Yeah, I'm saying the problem is you not only get flipped out, but then you don't get any of the time that should have been gifted to you. You thought at least for a moment, but beautifully done from Heretics. That requires then you to exhaust your second streak if you are Legion, but all the kills to follow the streak are going to be from Miami Heretics. So once again, still in control. Now next hard point ready to go. First person in position will be at number 8 in Purge. As he's trying to get to his spots, it's going to be one hell of a rally to try and get back into this. I don't know, every time you made a little bit of a run if you're Legion, things kind of fall apart.
Oh, Vigil with the spawn back parking lot. This is not what Vegas wanted. I think just due to attaching Geo's position all the way across the map, it gives Miami the close spawn for P5. Purge, though, hanging on to this P5 control, keeping them alive.
Yeah, he's at least able to win one, but you like literally physically were moving when you saw the spawn come in. But yeah, maybe it's them just pushed up so far street side, but you still hold if you're Legion. You're here for now. Metals though, the headshot comes through, the entire kill feed, his head's getting peeled off. Next fight for Metals, he started hot and still continues as he's at +10. Trying to hand out more haircuts to Geo, but can't quite get it through. Vickel's able to bail him out as he looks to push in. Just 15 more points needed. You can't win on this hard point right now as Heretics finally get through.
I mean, he's doing this with a rival 27 and 16. We've been saying it since day one. It just feels like he has such great awareness on this map. Put up some insane numbers with an SMG. Not easy to do, but he's done it all year long.
Just 15 to go. Does Legion have a heroic effort in him as Metals looks to put this even closer? 3 will drop. Attach really the only one up to try and make a play, and he's not even close, so this may do it. They're trying to race across, trying to get there in time, but they're set up in the tank. One nade able to hit at least, get them out of the point for now. Lucky right back into it, though. Can't win the one-on-one. This feels like there's always one more man for Heretics as they look to seal the deal here.
I just need a couple of more seconds here. Eric Boom gonna find it 21 and 21. Map 1 for Miami Heretics.
I mean, they are always just focused on the rotation, always focused on map control.
Yeah.
Even at times it would hinder them for a moment, maybe in the objective.
And that's just the way
they're a step ahead.
That's the way this map plays now, right? With sort of the hills and the spawns the way they are. So much is on not spawning Palace. Where these teams are giving up a ton of hill time. The game clock gets pretty low there. In Miami, just with the lead from the first rotation, they took their time, made sure they were spawning where they wanted to be. It was a great game out of Metals. Vickel as well.
Hello.
Contributing around 4,000 damage on the other side. Geo's drops 5K, Nero 4,400. It's just...
Puis, toujours partant pour ce soir? Ah, j'étais en train de regarder le match sur ton live. C'est... Miami avait comme une longueur d'avance, hein? C'était...
Ouais, franchement, c'est ça que moi j'aime bien regarder la CDL. Des fois, ils se mangent des pilules comme pas possible, mais des fois, c'est des matchs... C'est insane.
Ah ouais, mais le pire, c'est que Vegas était en train de remonter tranquillement. Hein?
Ouais.
J'y ai cru à un moment donné, j'y ai cru.
Ben, je sais pas si t'as vu le match d'avant. Je sais plus comment c'était les deux équipes. T'avais Optic, je sais plus quoi, et l'autre, on était non plus. En ce moment, en point strat, t'avais l'équipe en face d'Optic qui les menait de ouf. Et après, t'as Optic qui est remonté, ça s'est fini à 245 à 250. Hein. C'était vraiment serré. Hein.
Oh, tac!
C'est joué sur une seule rotation que Optic a remporté. Ils ont réussi à garder le point et c'est fini.
Ah ouais! Ah non, ça c'est des beaux matchs. Non, j'ai pas vu.
C'est des très très beaux matchs. Vegas les a vraiment... Miami les a vraiment bouffés comme pas possible.
Ah, je pensais qu'il avait remonté plus que ça, en vrai.
En fait, du P2, ils ont commencé à mener jusqu'à la fin.
Ah ouais. Ah, mais j'étais sûr que Vegas avait plus remonté que ça, en vrai.
Quasiment 100 points d'écart, en tout cas.
Ouais, c'est...
Ça fait mal.
C'est un BO3?
Ouais, si les gars gagnent 3 maps, c'est fini. Ou Miami. Si c'est 3-0,
oh, j'avais
c'est
compris.
fini directement parce que les 2 dernières cartes, on va pas les jouer parce qu'ils savent que l'équipe adverse ne seront pas remontés au score. Quoi qu'il arrive.
Ouais. C'est tout le temps les BO3 dans les qualifs?
Si tu gagnes 3 maps sur 5, ouais, c'est directement qualifié. Maintenant, si tu en gagnes 2, que l'autre gagne la 3ème, bah là tu joues sur la 4ème map. Et après, si ça fait des 2, bah tu joues sur la dernière map, la map décisive.
Ouais, c'est un peu le format de Valo aussi, de Valorant.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Puis le Championship, il joue en BO5, BO7?
Je ne sais plus exactement. Je ne me souviens plus exactement. Et comme là, c'est seulement le deuxième week-end.
Ok.
Et c'est le premier jour du deuxième week-end, donc il y a encore demain que ça joue et après ça sera dimanche. Et après on aura plus de matchs durant la semaine.
Ok, il joue juste la fin de semaine.
Ouais, bah comme ça t'as les personnes qui regardent, peut-être qui sont en congé pour aller du travail ou pour aller de l'école ou autre.
Ah bah oui, c'est vrai. Je sais pas hein, si la ligne code va revenir sur Twitch un jour.
Très bonne question.
C'est qui la meilleure équipe pour toi présentement?
Pour moi, bah, l'équipe coup de cœur que j'ai, c'est allez, comment ça s'appelle encore? T'as la optique, donc ceux qui ont joué juste avant. Et ouais, en vrai, c'est plus eux que j'ai vraiment en termes de coup de cœur. Mais par contre, ici, si je devrais choisir entre Vegas et Miami, je suis plus pour Vegas que Miami.
Ah, moi je connais aucune des. Je connais que Hydra dans la commune.
Ah, ben il avait joué juste avant.
Et il joue pour qui, Hydra? New York?
Non. Leur nom, c'est pas New York, c'est ça le truc.
Ok.
C'est un nom assez space, mais putain, en plus, ils avaient joué juste avant, c'est même contre eux qu'ils ont perdu la game à 245 à 260.
On connaissait.
Voilà, a joué sur la première. Sur la première équipe ou la deuxième équipe? Donc c'est soit au début du match ou...
Oh ouais.
Je sais pas si je peux voir.
Allô?
Ouais, Ben.
T'es sur quoi hein?
Là, sur rien du tout.
T'es sûr on joue?
Après, ouais.
Fais voir hein.
Ah, Hydra il est chez New York, c'est bien ça, t'avais raison.
Ah, ok.
Il est chez New York. Je fais du check. Tu disais quoi, Ben?
C'est quoi hein?
Je suis en train de regarder la... c'est bien.
C'est quoi ça?
C'est la compétition avec les joueurs pro. Ici, c'est le dernier match, c'est les 5 dernières maps. Après, c'est fini.
Et quoi ton père, ça a dit quoi pour le foot, pour le moment rien? Par contre, on supposerait que ça soit bel et bien ma batterie qui est complètement morte. Parce que hier on l'avait mis, tu vois, sur mon scout. Voilà.
On a fait tourner un peu le scout et tout, c'est comme quand tu nous avais au garage.
Ouais.
On retire les câbles, on laisse la batterie. Aujourd'hui, on retourne au garage, on remet les câbles, on veut pour le remettre en route, plus moyen. On reprend la batterie, on la remet à charger, de 12,4, elle était redescendue à 6,3, comme ça.
Merde.
Et pourtant, elle était même pas branchée.
Yeah, you hear it too, right? He's got lightweight boots on, so he hears this jump. He's stomping. Yeah, he's stomping around. Maybe you need to call out from Hirsch, Nero. There's a sound cue. He's able to get 2 in the
Moi,
row. Yeah, I was a little bit worried there. There was a time
il va faire mon truc normalement vendredi.
for Vegas trying to work over
Mais si je
towards
suis en train de
top 3.
regarder
That
pour me
happens.
prendre un nouveau scout.
If all 3 of Miami Heretics just go towards Fountain, it's like a 3-on-2. But Vegas able to come out on top.
I know 2 of Nero's kind of meaningless in the sense you're in a 1v4 when you lost that round, but he's got 4 of their 6. See if he can maybe be the playmaker in this one.
Yo.
Blood, though, it's time to be medals.
Bonsoir. Ça va, ça va. Juste... Ouais, non, juste je parle pas trop fort parce que mon frère va au concert de PLK demain. Il part à 6, enfin il se lève à 6h15, il part à 8h à la maison des jeunes, tu vois. Et de 8h à midi, il fait déjeuner et dîner là-bas. Avec ses potes, à midi, ils partent à Bruxelles. Ils vont au concert au soir à 20h. Donc de midi à 20h, ils vont aller là-bas, tu vois. Et du coup, il est minuit, gros, tu vois, je vais pas... Et quoi, vous faites quoi?
Moi j'accorde la CDL. Le Québécois, je ne sais pas exactement ce qu'il fait. Je pense qu'il regarde avec moi la CDL.
Ouais, oui, je regarde. Ah ouais, je suis dans le match. Je suis dans le match. Tabarnak de calice.
Et le cap alors... Ouais, voilà.
Moi j'écoute vos conneries.
Ah. Et tu veux pas jouer, non?
Bah, Christo il joue, ouais.
Je suis là, moi, je joue.
Le dernier match de la CDL. Ça va bientôt être fini.
Tu me casses les couilles, je vais devoir aller en multi casser des culs.
Mais de toute façon, il faudra faire de la PP pour...
C'est justement ce que je voulais faire, gros.
Pourquoi l'a pas fait?
C'est particulier, Ben.
Non.
Parce qu'il y a des gros bugs avec Call of Duty, pas les serveurs de code.
Il n'y a plus de classé là pour l'instant. Enfin, il y a du classé mais réduit.
On ne sait plus faire des zombies. En fait, on a juste le choix entre particulier ou multijoueur.
Il y a du classé mais réduit. C'est vrai, bah je me suis, je vais aller en classé réduit en vrai.
Nous sommes en particulier, tu vois.
Je vais aller en réduit en vrai. Ah si, il y avait du classé réduit tantôt dans la caille.
Ah, je sais pas.
Ah si, il y a permis. La vérité, ils savent plus ce qu'ils font.
Mais ils savent déjà pas ce qu'ils font.
Assez d'accord. Il y a la bêta de DMZ aussi.
À part coder un jeu avec leur petit ça avant le restant.
Ouais, bah
Non, faire de l'argent, ça, ils savent.
Oui, ça aussi.
Ah ouais.
Et nous, comme des bons pigeons, nous enchantons leur jeu.
Ah ouais, c'est... Ah ouais.
Clairement, on est des bons clients. Nous.
Ah ouais, nous...
Ah oui.
Putain, il n'y a plus.
C'est limite, Benjamin, j'étais capable que ça soit un bon client en tête, tu vois, parce que lui, il prend juste à l'heure pour jouer avec moi, tu vois.
Ok.
Bah ouais, quoi.
Donc c'est pas forcément un bon client. Moi, s'il y a plein de
Non, mais c'est un bon pote.
qui jouent à Call of, tu vois, moi je vais quand même acheter Call of.
Moi, non, mais c'est un bon pote. Ah ouais, moi aussi, il y a personne que je connais qui joue à Call of, je vais acheter Call of aussi, mais je vais rencontrer des gens et je vais jouer avec des gens.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Résurgence duo, résurgence solo. Solo, hein.
Bah, mon frère, il t'a acheté que pour moi, pour jouer avec moi, parce qu'il a jamais joué seul de son côté. Parce que moi...
Putain, j'adore ton accent, franchement. C'est pas méchamment que je le dis du tout. Hein.
Non, merci.
J'adore ton accent. Je kiffe, je kiffe.
Bah, merci. Bah, écoute.
Ah ouais. C'est pas nos accents belges de merde.
Non, c'est québécois peu, tu sais.
Mais tu sais comme
ça j'adore.
Comme quoi que j'ai l'accent, les gens ils trouvent comme quoi que j'ai l'accent québécois, alors que je suis pas du tout québécois.
Ah, on avait déjà parlé de ça, mais non,
t'as pas... l'accent belge se rapproche de l'accent québécois.
Non, toi ton accent c'est que les Chinois en même temps, toi.
Ouais, toi t'es quasi coréen, toi.
Qui, moi?
Ouais, t'es Made in China. Moi j'ai made in Taiwan, c'est pas mieux.
Ta
Je suis made in
gueule.
Taiwan, je suis made in Taiwan, moi je suis une gonzesse avec une table.
Frère, toi t'es une pute australienne.
Et écoute, en attendant, je me fais payer, tu vois. Je suis pas comme toi, une salade.
Ah bah
Ouais, ça
ta
ramène
gueule,
l'argent,
t'as
pas de
gigolo,
soucis.
ouais. Ta gueule, t'as le gigolo. Non, je vais t'appeler le gigolo, fou. Au carnaval de la haie. Gigolo, viens ici.
Ah, déconne,
Au pied, gigolo.
Ferme ta gueule, c'est qui le chef entre toi et moi au carnaval?
Moi, t'es chef de toi-même, je suis le chef de moi-même, fou.
Écoute, moi je suis le chef de mon cochon, c'est déjà bien.
Ah, moi c'est pas moi le chef, c'est elle qui dirige.
Oui, c'est bien héros, j'ai pas compris.
Parce qu'il est teubé.
Mais pourquoi...
J'ai pas compris la logique de pourquoi il s'est suicidé.
Ça te fait rager?
Mais...
Il était en 1v3, mais je sais pas.
Ouais, on essaye de clutch, je sais pas.
Ouais, je sais pas. Je sais pas, j'ai pas tout à fait compris.
Non, moi non. Limite, c'était non compétitif ce qui vient faire.
Ouais, c'est ça pour moi. Enfin,
on est d'accord, on est d'accord.
moi, le perso, je le prendrais comme ça, comme...
On aurait dû, j'ai pris les urgences solo.
Maintenant, c'est peut-être aussi cette teammate qui lui ont dit, enfin, qui lui ont dit de faire ça, tu vois.
Ouais, parce que ça n'affecte pas la rotation ni les... Oh.
Metal, lui, il a tenté quand même. Bon, il s'est fait très vite sortir, mais il a tenté.
Bon, chaud, si tu restes à rien faire, frère, je vais m'endormir.
Bah t'as qu'à jouer, hein, putain.
Attends, un enculé, va.
Bah gros, bah si tu veux, va jouer à Funny Game avec.
Bah ouais, je suis là, moi.
Non, frère, attends-toi, frère.
Il va pas te pousser, hein, t'inquiète. Hein,
non, non, vraiment pas.
Il a le même niveau que moi, voire un peu au-dessus, voire un peu en dessous, c'est tout. Hein,
je vais... Ah, ben, s'il veut, je lui explique en solo, c'est même peut-être mieux, parce que tout le monde sera pas là à gueuler. Et comment j'ai envie de dire, moi je suis pas le genre de personne à gueuler sur les autres, tu vois. Tu fais de la merde, c'est toi qui dois t'en prendre à toi-même. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
La strat que tu m'as montré,
voilà, après on s'améliore.
Tu sais qui c'est en compète, il utilise pas?
Non, je sais. Ouais, je sais. Je sais, mais en compète ils sont filmés.
Le wallbang, ça va, ça l'utilise.
Mais en compète, le truc c'est que, ouais, ils sont filmés, donc il y a des trucs qu'ils peuvent pas montrer. Tu vois, les glitches de la map et les bugs de Call of Duty, ils peuvent pas montrer. Tu verras jamais Chouachin en compétition sur Warzone rentrer dans un bug de la map et tuer tout le monde. Tu vois ce que je veux dire? Tandis que sur Warzone en temps normal, bah, il est tout à fait capable de le faire juste pour faire rire les gens.
Call of Duty n'est pas bugué, il faut que t'arrêtes
Mais non.
avec ça, je sais pas.
Ouais, non, il n'y a pas de bug, il n'y a pas de glitch, il n'y a rien.
Non, il n'y a rien du tout. C'est que des très bons joueurs avec une très bonne analyse de jeu.
Bah, le pote que je l'ai ramené tantôt, gros, Tracasse, il en a une très bonne.
Ah oui, oui.
Ouais, tu vois, mais quand je te dis, gros, même Smoker, il faisait le malin. Quand j'ai fini ma game, gros, il m'a dit, ouais, vas-y, avant moi, tu vois un peu. Parce que tu sais qu'on a plus ou moins le même niveau, tu vois. Et, gros, je sors un 39, gros, lui, je te le jure, il a donné sa vie pour sortir le 39, alors que moi, je savais que j'allais sortir, c'est le premier score que j'ai fait contre le gars, je sais, c'est régulier, donc, et il me sort je sors un 39, il me dit, ouais, t'aurais pu le faire mieux, regarde comment on fait, je vais te montrer. Gros, il sort quoi? Il sort un 39 et je lui dis alors grande gueule, ça va? T'as pas eu trop de mal? À essayer de sortir un 30-10? Et il m'a dit ouais, moi je vais couper, je vais aller me laver les gars, je reviens. Voilà.
Moi, en ayant joué deux games contre ton pote, Je veux pas dire, moi je vais tenter de sortir un bon score ou quoi que ce soit. Moi je vais juste jouer pour m'amuser.
Ah mais c'est ça que j'ai dit, c'est pour ça que je suis retourné en partie privée avec lui, parce que pour moi, de le voir jouer et de jouer contre lui, ça m'apprend.
Ah ouais,
Ça m'apprend, tu vois. Mais les autres, non, les autres ils ragent parce que ouais, on perd une partie, on perd une partie, on perd une partie. Mais t'es en partie privée, tu perds rien. Tu perds juste du temps. Tu perds juste du temps. Tu vois ce que je veux dire? Mais perdre du temps pour gagner en compétences, je préfère perdre du temps et gagner en compétences que de perdre mon ratio contre des trous du cul qui jouent beaucoup mieux comme ça dans le multi, gros. Tu vois, c'est comme j'ai dit, au final, quand on va retourner après, quand ils vont remettre le ranked et qu'on va retourner en ranked, ben, on va avoir l'impression que notre niveau, ben, il a monté. Parce que ben, on va arriver au 1 ou au 2, on se dira putain, ça va, on gère quand même bien, tu vois. Moi, c'est comme ça que je le vois. Mais ouais, mais c'est comme ça que je le vois, moi, tu vois. C'est pas là. Et eux, ils sont tous là à gueuler. Gros, tout à l'heure, Smoker, je lui ai dit, écoute, tu vas fermer ta gueule. Je dis, parce que sinon, moi, je te bloque, je te supprime de mes amis, je te le dis, hein. Je dis, parce que tu commences à casser les couilles. Oh, il me dit, ferme un peu ta gueule, laisse-moi écouter les bruits. Ouais, laisse-moi écouter les bruits. À partir du moment où je te dis, il est au top au-dessus de toi. T'as juste à lever les yeux, et tu le vois, il est à... Mais non, mais gros, non, il est à 15 mètres de lui, sur le top en face de lui, juste devant lui, au-dessus. Je lui dis au-dessus, il me dit ferme ta gueule, j'écoute. Mais t'écoutes quoi? Vous êtes 1-1 sur la map. Il est tout droit devant toi, au-dessus, à 15 mètres. T'écoutes quoi? Le bruit du vent dans la fenêtre? Tu vois? Allez, tu vois? Ouais, mais allez. Et alors quand il se fait tuer, il me dit, tu vois, je t'avais dit. Et je t'avais dit quoi, gros? C'est moi qui t'avais dit, il est devant toi au-dessus. Ouais, et après, il quitte, il rage, il pète un plomb, il me dit, ouais, c'est pas possible. Et je dis, au moins, quand tu tomberas sur Tower 3 un peu plus fort que toi, sur ARA, il y a des conneries comme ça, qui disent, ouais, c'est pas possible ce qu'il me met. Bah, tu pourras dire, et là, tu pourras arrêter de dire, c'est des cheaters, c'est des cheaters. Et il me dit, oh, bah, c'est pas moi. Non, c'est parce que je suis en train de parler Call of, il est stressé, ou alors il râle parce que tu viens pas.
Peut-être quand... Ça me fait penser au mec d'hier, qui m'a report.
Ouais, c'est à cause de toi que le jeu il bug.
Oh, croyez-moi, ils n'ont pas besoin de nous pour que ça bug.
Non, mais même sans personne qui achète le jeu, il arrive encore à faire des bugs. Call of Duty, ils sont trop forts. C'est pour ça que je te dis Call of Duty, ils sont trop forts. Bah ouais, ils sont trop forts pour faire de la merde, même sans personne.
C'est ça.
En même temps.
Et nous, on est encore plus fort, c'est de racheter Call of Duty chaque année pour avoir le même bug.
C'est le genre de personnes. C'est le genre de personnes qui sont. Tu les mets sur une map vierge où il n'y a rien, pas un arbre, il n'y a pas une bosse, il n'y a rien. Tu leur donnes une voiture, ils arrivent à aller cracher la bagnole. Et après ils te disent, ouais, c'est parce qu'il y a un trou. Ah ouais, mais le trou, c'est qui l'a fait, connard.
Ah, j'aime ça.
Ça me fait penser à mon assureur, ça, quand j'ai téléphoné.
Ouais, non.
Il a reçu t'as un petit client qui m'a téléphoné parce qu'il avait eu un accident, tu vois. Et le client il dit, tout à l'heure, ça traversait devant moi.
Ouais. J'ai croisé un arbre. Je sais pas, il traversait, il était pas sur les... C'est le genre de con. Ouais, mais c'est le genre de con qui va aller lui dire ouais, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ah, bah, j'ai croisé un arbre, il traversait pas dur les clous, je lui ai vu rentrer dedans.
Et ce constat a réellement mis un arbre à traverser le chemin, tu vois.
Je voulais passer à travers le champ, bizarrement c'était une forêt.
Comment tu veux que l'arbre traverse?
Il y a des saisies.
Au Mexique, à la limite, pour y avoir été. Oui, il y a des arbres en plein milieu du chemin. Mais...
Ouais. Non, ils bougent pas.
Non, c'est pas un bol de jeu.
Je sais pas, mais le LSD, il était bon. Ah, faut arrêter.
Ouais.
Ah, vraiment.
J'aurais bien voulu savoir si c'était solidaire, hein. Putain, si, hein.
Bah, je sais pas, mais c'est même plus de la bœuf, gros. Ça m'est jamais arrivé avec de la bœuf, donc c'est pas ça.
Ah non, non, bah y a pas que ça. Hein.
Bah, lui,
Oui, avec des champis, avec des champis, avec des champis. Avec des champis, tu vois des lutins, je suis d'accord, mais pas des arbres qui passent la route.
Ouais, mais là, quand ça va,
Non, tu vois généralement des trucs. Enfin, je vais dire des trucs tu vois des trucs qui te passent par le cerveau. À quel moment de ta vie tu t'imagines un arbre qui traverse la route? Je sais pas, ou alors le gars il dit pas, il était au carnaval et il est rentré dans un arbre.
Je sais pas, mais c'est incroyable.
Voilà. Bon, je vais faire une classe.
Bon, si Miami remporte la dernière match, c'est...
Ah ouais. Mais là c'était plus serré là.
Ouais, 6-5. Pour une idée. Bon, on va voir si Miami remporte la dernière. Hein.
C'est quoi le dernier?
Ben, c'est Miami.
Non, je veux dire. Non, je veux dire, si tu as RND, si tu.
Je ne sais plus. Je pense que ça va être de la capture. Parce qu'ils ont fait le point strat, ils ont fait la RD, ils n'ont pas encore joué de la capture.
Ah oui, ça. C'est 3 ou 4 modes?
C'est. Point strat, RD, capture. Je pense que c'est 3 modes là. Hein.
Ouais, hein. Ah, j'en ai aucun qui me vient l'autre en tête.
Ouais, t'as Hydra en plus, il a gagné ses 3 matchs face à son adversaire. Je sais pas c'est qui exactement son adversaire, mais 3-0 pour le New York, dont lorsqu'il y a l'équipe Indra.
Ah, c'est bien. J'aime bien là.
Texas contre Minnesota, c'est 3-2. Et Miami Vegas contre Vegas, pour l'instant c'est 2-0. On va voir, hein. Entre les 2 minutes 20 de pause.
Ouais, je vais me chercher quoi à boire et je reviens.
T'as bien raison. Mais en fait, je reviens pas que les joueurs pro ils jouent avec une 106.4 et qui bougent aussi vite que ça. C'est incroyable.
Bah, tu vois le gars, tu vois le gars de tantôt?
Ouais.
Ben, il a une 106.
J'ai l'impression qu'il joue avec des 106, genre 106 10, 106 11. C'est
Non,
incroyable.
non, et moi je suis. Moi ma 106 elle a 5. Hein.
Je sais pas comment vous faites pour faire des rotas aussi vite. Hein.
Bah, simplement parce que c'est le move comme ça. Au fait, il y a des bugs quand tu glisses et de ça, tu te bouges plus vite. Il y a des atouts pour bouger plus vite. Il y a le fait que quand tu regardes que tu te fais une arme, si tu améliores la mobilité, tu te déplaces beaucoup plus vite. Enfin, voilà.
Enfin,
ça dépend. Voilà, avec tu te déplaceras plus vite. Tu te déplaceras plus vite avec une Rival 9 ou avec une WSP qu'avec la MCW.
Ah ouais.
Donc tu compenses avec la MCW justement ce problème-là, puisque tu sais que la MCW elle est glissée. Tu vois.
Ah par contre la WSP Swarm ici, elle n'est pas jouée. Hein.
Non, c'est normal. J'ai trop cheaté gros.
T'as que la MCW, bon, d'assaut basique, et la...
Rival 9.
Ouais, la Rival 9, ouais, c'est les deux seules armes. Et puis pareil, Fumi.
Ouais.
Para Fumi avec System Trophy ou alors silence de mort.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint,
On va voir
and so
si c'est
much
le match
more.
décisif ou
Check
pas.
out the Call of Duty store in game now. The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of CDL.
Welcome back. We get right back to it. A crazy round 11. Dramatic
Ah ouais,
surge.
déjà minute 35.
Destroy his Heretics up 2-0, and Legion now have to rip off 3 straight. Round 11 was an interesting one.
C'est pour ça que je t'ai dit, je t'attends, mais...
That search was interesting, but now we think about control, the attack matchup and where these teams sit.